Hey, welcome.
You asked me because I was like, wait a minute, because I was gonna be like, go this way.
Okay, so yesterday I could still go the back way to get across the bridge. So today I came in and I went back way and I popped out before the bridge and the bridge was closed. I'm like, crap. So I had to go all the way back around and around by Casey's and come back.
So I didn't go Casey's. I went on the freeway for some stupid reasons, and then I went way up there and
Elk
then came
Run.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like I was gonna be able to get over the bridge, like I did yesterday.
My husband washed the inside and outside of my van. That was awful.
Oh, yeah, pointless, I know. I thought about getting a car wash early this morning. And I'm glad I
He did that
didn't.
with the kids as well. Their youngest, our oldest was at a cabin with her boyfriend.
Yeah,
So.
you're gonna show it. You're gonna be detailed on the way through.
I was like, oh, I should go. I've been like, go this way, but I didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't realize the bridge was also gonna be closed. I thought I could scoot through
Oh, no,
more.
and then at first I was like, oh, over by Kristen's, I could just go down. Oh, no, I'm over at the Presbyterian Church.
That's what happened to me.
I
was
thought
like,
it was
can
still.
here and take a
I
right.
thought I was at center.
Yeah,
And then I'm like,
I'm on the wrong side of the bridge.
I turned around. I was thinking,
We couldn't even get our dog last night. We got home from vacation and we're like, how do we get to Animal House? How do we get there?
boy, first I'll stop at Tilly's on the way in or the way out of meetings.
I'm gonna have to do it every day. Township,
I'm like, you have to go.
Which is not that bad now that I know I can't. cross the township.
Well, you kind of need to. Hear something in there.
Oh, it's, I mean, it's not a
Going
problem.
up.
It's just my mistake. I didn't realize.
No, and also, like I said, I saw you just as I think you were turning, and also I'm like, wait, was it Melissa? And then there's no way I could like look you up and,
Oh, you want me to scoot down, Dana? Come here.
no, she wants to
Yeah,
sit.
I can
Find a chair in.
here too.
I'm not scooting, I'm sorry.
I can easily. Here. I totally forgot about
Went
the.
over to Jim.
They're big eats.
Oh, me
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So I just texted, I'm like,
You're closest to the closest.
I tried to cut through back by you guys, and then I, cause I thought I could still go around and get through over the bridge, and then I was like, oh.
Yeah, we all kind of through that path.
We all-
I saw Corey coming this way too, and I'm like, wait. You know, when
I did not pass him.
he passed me. And then I went around Presbyterian Church, came back, and then I passed you.
Good. Hey, got a full crew. Awesome. All right. Downtown Orem Gold Rush, July 6th. 6:30, so. Ready to get started. Everybody's here. Awesome. And even have an audience. All right, so
So far away.
there's a packet with everything there in front of you, so. So you want to make a motion to, I've got one thing to add to the agenda. That, we put it down under, sewer. Under, make it a between O and P. Joanne had a request for selling puppies. At Gold Rush. A request from a vendor. Puppies, yes. Is there anything else people would like to add to the agenda?
Joanne, you wanna add the Sean Fritz selling t-shirts? Sean Fritz selling or Gold Rush t-shirts still? I don't know if
Did
we
he
wanna
come to
bring
the
that up.
meeting, or is it- he just does it online and?
If it matters.
I see it, so, yeah. Or you wanna add
We'll just add that.
Also, I wanna Tara from the Joe's Coffee. I'm hoping we can find a 220 plug for her.
And I have a second thing for her too.
Yeah, I'm hoping that she can make it. I mean, she can get into the show. I know, I think she was in contact. She's got a spot.
With a 220,
Okay, well, I won't tell her.
with a 220, so she doesn't have to have a job.
Yeah,
Okay,
we gave her 50 and a 20, yeah.
Okay, I have one other thing. when we get to the logistics report, I can add my question about her.
Okay, yeah, cause she didn't
We'll put the
When
T-shirt
I talked, we didn't know.
down, under Gold Rush event, make it a D,
Where, Ryan?
under H. Gold Rush, item
Oh,
D.
sub D.
T-shirts. Anything else?
I just have some stuff about fundraising. I can scoot that in wherever.
Jim,
I can do that with like treasurer's report or something after Alyssa. It will be quick.
I have the tax return too, and under the treasurer's report.
Oh, yeah, July.
make it a B under treasurer's report?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we have 3 items to add. One under B, or B under F, subtitle B fundraising, H Gold Rush, D item, T-shirts. And under O, and make it A under O, puppies for sale.
And Alyssa had tax return under treasurer's report too,
So the F, C.
F, B, and C.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I'll
I second.
second.
Jinx.
Dana second, or Dana and Melissa, okay. Any other comments? Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Right, we need a motion for the June and May meeting notes that are in your packet. Good to hear. You want to take a motion?
I said I have one.
I make a motion.
Can I say one thing before we make a motion? I do have a question about the June 1 minutes under G. I just had a question that I had kind of written to myself that I wanted to follow up on afterwards. And it's regarding the separation, and I know we're gonna talk about that later when Gold Rush is over and whatnot, but I just wanted to make a note about that for the rewriting of the bylaws, Sunny had made a comment, because someone asked kind of off the cuff who was gonna write the new bylaws, and Sunny said probably me. And I thought slightly maybe conflict of interest, if the city wants to separate from us, why would we have the city writing our new bylaws?
We could totally write our new bylaws.
Right, so it's just something I wanted to comment on from June 1G. Just for a follow-up later for discussion, it doesn't need to be discussed today, but I just wanted to note that.
So, it's not on our agenda tonight, but.
No, and we can put it on the agenda for after the show. It just was something that was in the minutes
Let's
from
make
June.
sure we bring that.
Put it under old.
Yep, I have it written down, still I can bring it back.
Yeah, September or something. Or October.
We have I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes for June and May, is there a second?
Second.
Who said that? Sorry.
I couldn't tell.
I think it was Phillips.
Jim Richards, second.
No, Jim.
Bill.
Jim Phillips.
Listen. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, approved. Treasurer's report,
All right, we got the reconciled checkbook balance of $33,781.14. We collected $30,150 in deposits since, March of today. That's $3,700 less than last year at this time, so we had $33,850 last year, kind of just to compare. Our show expenses are somewhere between 36 to 40,000, depending on the year. The last couple years have been about 38,000, so we need, significant deposits between now and the show or the end of the show. Last year was about 15,000 collected between July 6th and mid-August. So if we were able to collect 15,000, then we'd be at, like 48,000 in our checkbook for the end of the show to cover probably 30,000 left in expense at least. We've incurred 7,000 of expense or so to date, and again, the show is about 37,000 to put on, so there's about 30,000 left to go. Most of our expenses are occurred in the time frame of July to September. So I would say, hopefully there's no unexpected different charges that would be coming through that should be okay for funds, but still later than last year, which last year was a pretty low year. Just want to put that out there.
All right,
So we keep track.
we'll talk about golf carts here when we go through our list as well,
Yeah.
so.
And I have on site to talk about as well, and you're not gonna like that either.
Any other questions for Melissa?
And then I have, yes, questions on that?
Yeah, fundraiser, or if you wanna go ahead and,
I have the tax return, so Orinoco, Downtown Orinoco Gold Rush Days is a nonprofit, needs to file an annual 990 form. No taxes due for the federal filing, it's informational. We qualify for this 990 EZ, so if they're under, I don't know, 200,000 in receipts, you just do this easy form. Just reflects our revenue and expenses, so just like I said about the revenue, last year we had $46,339 collected. Our show expenses were $29,598, and then we have some administrative expenses, and occupancy is separate for another $8,000 in expense, so that's where you get like the 37,000 total expenses. So that's really what's shown on the tax return is revenue, expense, and then we have a cash balance at the end of the year was $12,000. Not much else to it. Filing is usually due May 15th. You always get an extension so that I can present at a meeting. In July, there's a filing, an annual filing. It's called Charitable Organization Annual Form Report that goes to the state of Minnesota. There's a $25 fee that we pay with that. Otherwise, it's the same information, revenue, expense, and cash balance. That's it for that form as well.
I have one question.
Yep.
Does that balance include our holdback money from last year?
Yep, that's our cash balance.
Okay,
Yep, and that was as of 12/31. This is the 2022 tax return.
okay.
And so then I need just documented in the minutes that we have the tax return done and we'll be filing it for July 15th. And I need a signature. We've had Melissa and Ryland sign in the past for officers. And it will be filed electronically. So hope I can figure that out. Better than last year. And on that note, we got a letter yesterday from the IRS that they are still reviewing our tax situation from last year, which you may recall. So we didn't file an extension, but I had filed a paper extension and they didn't get it recorded. They're still looking at that situation. This is probably the third letter of extending. They are saying they're reviewing our file. That came in December, so I don't know when they're gonna get to it. Hopefully that resolves it or we don't have to do an appeal or something.
Thank you for doing all that. That's a headache.
It is.
And at least there's a paper trail of them recognizing that, like, there have been, they know they have the right paperwork, they just have to get to it.
That's what they're saying. I mean, they're not asking for additional information, but who knows if they've even looked, how far they've
Right.
even looked at it, but they've been sending this letter every. I don't know, it's probably like the third one. And we have to call, I have to make a call too with this letter to make sure, because they put your like interest on hold. So that you're not paying any interest on this penalty. So every 9 weeks, there's a update for that too, so. Hopefully. Hopefully gets resolved soon and just done. Okay, so I'll need some signatures after the meeting.
And fundraising comments?
So we just sort of brought this up at the last meeting. We did have the unexpected. We did vote and we did replace, the tent for the information booth. So we did, that was kind of just an extra overhead charge that we don't typically have. I think that was like $400, right?
$395.
Yeah, something. So then it occurred to me, I don't think we did it last year, but we did do it the year before, to reach out, and maybe do some local fundraising with locally owned businesses in Orinoco for sponsorships this year, just to cover some of that extra stuff, especially since numbers have been low. So I did do that. I revised just to change the dates, the sponsorship solicitation letter that Dana and I, and whoever else did solicitations in 2021. 2021. And I reached out to 10 local businesses, just the goal of $1,000 being in mind. All of them have come back and said yes, except for one that I've yet to hear back from, and I know they're not gonna say no. So I haven't collected any of these funds, but the following people have already committed. So there's $900. Remax Results Cans Team, Orinoco Online Auctions, Hawks Services, Northland Buildings, Waterworks Plumbing, Fogarty Lawn Services, Couch Trailers, Arborists of Rochester, Graham Photography, and the only one that's I'm still waiting to get back to me is Gas and Go, and they're just waiting to talk to the right people, but I know they've done it in the past and I think they will do it again. So we will have a little bit of that funds to cover that tent and maybe a few other little unexpected things. And then I did get a separate larger donation of $500, which we're gonna I would like to go ahead and ask, if we can use that. I kind of specifically solicited that for the car show. And so that we can, how I sort of presented it was that they could be featured as a co-host and be on, signage that would help to pay for printing of flyers. Which typically we do anywhere from 150 to 250 copies, of which I have finished. I was hoping to pick them up at Minuteman Press today. They called at 4:30 and said the order was ready, but they were closing and I could come tomorrow between 8 and 4. Is there anybody who hasn't seen this year's flyer that was online?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I don't know. I'll pass this down if any of you have not seen that. That's done. I just need to pick those up and I'll put those in your guys's trays in the office for handouts. I know Jim and Jim will want some. Corey's gonna want some. I'll get some to you.
Oh, I saw it. Very good job.
And then also to cover the trophies, which we've only ordered, we order 3 every year. We have 3 different categories that we do trophies in. And then a little bonus I was hoping to do, on my printing account for my business. I do get some free printing promotional things, and I was hoping, it's not gonna cover all of it, but most of it, a vinyl, reusable banner for the car show that we can use every year, that we can we don't really have any signage for the car show. We want these people a free will donation and we want to grow the show, so I was just hoping to make it look a little bit more professional, I don't know. And so some of those funds could be used for that as well, and that I will not put a date on so that we can pull that out every year for the car show that can be reused. So, yeah, I'm hoping in the next week or 2, I should be able to collect these funds. It will be $1,000 just in general funds to be used as we need for overhead, and then the $500 to be applied to car show expenses this year and or possibly for next year for a little padding.
Excellent. Ooh, we have
Sounds
a car
good.
show line.
Right.
For our budget.
And someone also did suggest to me last week, can I enter a tractor in the car parade? And I thought, well, that's curious. It's not really what we solicit, but it might be something to consider for next year or future years to grow the show, because there are a lot of local people that can drive their tractors to town, and it might be something fun to add, and we could have like a tractor row or something. We could talk about that later, but just someone suggested, I thought, oh, why not? I mean, I don't know.
They could be like the opening act, so the tractors come.
However we
first
wanna
and
do
then-
it. I just thought that was an interesting kind of add, something to think about for later. It'd be fun.
That's gorgeous.
Looks so good.
So once I collect those lists, I'll drop those checks off to you, I'm hoping over the next week or
I
two.
love it.
Okay. Good job to Joanne. Okay, yep, I'll get them collected and put them all in an envelope and bring them at once.
Are you still, can the VFW still count on having a tent there with food?
No way, Sharon. Of course, we're banking on you. I do want to visit with you a little bit too. We want to try to figure out how to get you guys up on the hill a little closer to us. I just feel like you were far enough away that some of the people out on the flat spot just
See you back.
didn't even know you were there. So I'm hoping that that makes more sales for you and is a good draw for the show too. So we can talk about where we're gonna set up or how we get closer together. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So is there a listing of the donors? Did we place their names or a placard or something at the show or?
So for registration, right now, we're just doing phone registration with Corey. I did a scan code with a link to an Evite last year. It was cool. I loved it. I thought it'd be really great for people. People didn't really use it. There might have been like 11 people that actually registered through that link. The process with card shows is just about getting the word out and getting the flyers out. It does have Corey, yep, Corey's just gonna kind of be the contact on that, so I did not do a scan code this year with an actual digital invite, it just sort of didn't get used. But I'm hoping we still have what do you think, I mean, about cards, last year we had what?
84, was it?
Yeah, so I mean, if we can stay around that number or even a few more. We do that car show we are doing as free will donation. So we're not charging a registration fee because originally we were charging $5. And it just seems sort of lame. So when we said free will last year, 10.
I was gonna say
20,
we probably.
10, 20, we did so much better doing it that way. So I think we'll keep it that way this year too, which is why I want a little padding because we don't really charge a fee, so it's very unknown, you know, going into what the profits will be, so.
And how was those funds used then towards the trophies or how?
Last year, the funds that we collected, we actually covered our own expenses that we coughed up for printing and trophies out of our own
Okay,
pocket,
okay,
so
you had it.
that's sort of what happened there.
Excellent. Well, think of anything else up, we'll touch base when we get through the task list too as well, but I appreciate the overview there. So,
Mhm.
okay. Nothing else, we'll go on to, so there's really no update other than after Gold Rush is over, there'll be discussions there.
Melissa, if
Okay.
you wanna put a few extra flyers in Jim's slot, then he can bring them to the VFW. We hope to be open by the 23rd of June or July
Okay,
for our first pancake.
I can put some stuff in an envelope for you too and put your name on it at the desk.
Okay.
So there's a couple items, the aisle identification stake markers, I personally haven't really come up with a good way of doing that. But I did want to throw out the idea with the sandwich boards. And I don't believe we did this last year, maybe we did, but did we publish like a 1 foot by 2 foot QR code that we could put on each of those sandwich boards and put them around? People could take a camera and
Well, I know
Get the-
I was doing 11 by 17 of the lot with all the things with the QR code to the list of the vendors
on the sandwich boards or,
for the sandwich boards or the polls. I wasn't sure what you guys were gonna end up wanting, like how you were gonna do it. No, we were talking about also signifying, like making the lot poll, the poll labels be a
Right,
lot
right,
more
right.
noticeable too. And I know we were trying to figure out colors
Yeah.
or something like that, but I have. I originally did it by 8.5 by 11, but I figured the 11 by 17 is going to be better, so I'm gonna reformat some of the maps, especially for D and E. That can be made 11 by 17, because then we can also reformat it to an 8.5 by 11 really easily. For printing on paper, so and I'm doing those for the lots that we're using this year, or the lots that have multiple rows, so it's pretty much D and E are the ones I'm making really big, and then the main map, which I have just as an 8 by 10, but that'll be.
I think we've got 7. I think we've got 7 sandwich boards that sticks in my mind, but I don't know. Unless
But you-
somebody else has an idea. With how many
Yeah, and
think.
I can make a separate you know, so when you do the QR code, is it gonna go to the list of all the vendors or the vendors in each row? Are you looking for a QR code for each row? Or are you looking for a QR code for just the whole lot? Because I know sometimes they can move around and like the day of
I
or,
was thinking the QR code for the whole area, but.
okay,
The
that,
whole event, I mean, yeah.
yeah, that would be better. And we could do, and I could do that too. Like I'll have the map and I was gonna put the try to fit the QR code on the map. But I could always do a QR code separately for D lot and a QR code for E lot and for all of the lots. I can do that too, along with the map that might be on a sandwich board. So if you'd like me to do that,
Yeah.
okay. I know with the D lot too, I was gonna ask you, I mean, we can do this offline, but I know there's a couple right by. Like the ditch area that we no longer sell those lots anymore. I'll have to go through and,
Along Minnesota, not Minnesota.
no, the other one, is it First? Yeah, it's right around First Street. I know there's like those like 126, 127, 128, like a couple different numbers that I think we don't sell anymore.
They're on the ends.
Yeah, they're on the end,
Yeah,
right
we
where
allow
the,
them, that people can walk around.
yeah, so I was not gonna put those on the map because we're not gonna be even having those
Yeah,
lots,
those
so.
should be blank or.
Yeah. I'll cross them out and I'll send you a copy of what I have. And
That might be a good spot, cause it's close to the road to put those sandwich boards, so even if people are not in D or E and they're just
Yeah, I
walking down the
didn't bring-
road, there's a
No,
map.
Hold on. Oh, I just brought the main one. I didn't bring
Those four
the,
are on the street.
yeah, it was like, I didn't bring the one I,
There's
The other
two and
one.
two.
it was
These
like,
here are over the ones that are taken out.
yeah, was it,
Oh, I guess so.
but, yeah. Yeah, so if you want, I can just go ahead and I could cross out and send, or if you wanna let me know which numbers are taken out, I'll make sure I don't put those boxes. For D lot. I didn't bring the map. I got this map and not the other. I didn't bring that to show.
Five lots.
Look at me though. Okay, that's got all of stuff.
Okay,
You're doing great. Thank you.
so I guess is everybody okay about not pursuing anything to mark on the end of the rows and just go with those QR codes on the sandwich boards?
Yeah, I think it's enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, like I said, I can make it like whatever size you want that.
Yeah, we should get.
So we have to figure out what
measurements.
else is gonna be on that sandwich board too. I don't want it to be like, you know, huge QR code and then you can't fit some other info you want, so. Cause people are gonna have to back way the heck up,
There too.
huh?
I'd like to put a partial flyer on those.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah,
it'll
we should
probably
fill
be
those
like,
up.
should just be like a 5x5 or 7x7. Just because people are gonna have to scan it and they can't walk 5 miles back to scan it or put their wide angle on.
So we'll measure up a sandwich board and give that dimension to you and we can.
Yeah,
see what
yeah,
you-
whatever,
Figure out how much
because
stuff fits.
it'll work, you know, it works from an inch all the way up. So I mean, no matter what size you make it, but. So it could be a 4x4 too, it doesn't matter, I can do whatever. And then I can put, you know, the lot number inside the barcode and I can, you know, make it fancy around the barcode too, so that they know.
But on the sandwich board
Come up
too,
with some
we had a
proposals.
picture of the whole lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm redrawing all the lots.
Yeah.
I'm not done with some of them, but
Some I've changed, so I'll have to get those to you.
yeah, please do, because I know D. I love D, but I also hate D. I like marking D and spray painting D, but I don't know if I like using it in the computer because that took me a while.
That one I didn't change though, so.
It's good for you.
So we, just. Item B, I believe we've picked up 9 new food vendors. Some are without electricity, but there's,
I don't remember, yeah.
and they're all along Minnesota Avenue or
Somewhere down here.
down here on the E lot on the tree by them, so. Do have one question, and there's one food vendor, Mini Snowda. Is right on the corner of Minnesota Avenue and First Avenue. Southeast. And I haven't got a confirmation, but we talked about food vendors are on the southeast side, on the Minnesota Avenue east side, but this would be like just directly behind Minnesota, but it would be on First Avenue Northeast in a 20-foot lot. It'd be like an L shape right there at the corner.
It's another food vendor?
Pardon me?
No, it's Minnie Snowden.
It's in,
It's the snow cone release.
He said, but are you referring to the mess? It says okay to put a food vendor on First Street Northeast behind Minnesota vendor.
yeah, it's-
Was that the?
what is that, H?
I think you're looking at H76. Which is around the corner.
Right,
Still on the corner of Minnesota Ave.
We'll bring it up to as close as we can get to Minnesota Avenue.
I don't know why not.
so it's not Minnesota Ice, Snowed Ice, it's a different vendor.
It's a new vendor.
So, yeah.
Brand new vendor.
We're just trying to squeeze in.
Oh, so we're just gonna block the street, which would be.
We'll be going this way instead of on Minnesota Avenue, we'll be going this way.
Sure.
I think that's the same,
We had some picnic tables.
I was
there
just
last
gonna say,
year.
that's the same
Yeah.
area we put picnic tables in. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Are we gonna move the picnic tables somewhere else? Is there
Either put it
seating?
Further down,
Okay,
Cause we did talk about adding additional
Right.
tables in there even for this year for additional
Yeah.
seating. In that area, whatever we have to spare.
Is that something
so
we
that's
need
a
to,
thought.
yeah. Consensus, we could just have a consensus on that, that's, we agree.
I have one other food vendor related question that's probably appropriate for here. So the new coffee truck that's coming in, Joe's Coffee.
Yes.
You answered my first question, you guys already. She is curious how we feel, or in all fairness to others, she was wondering if we would like it or if she could open at like 6:30 AM to serve coffee to vendors for breakfast. That is several hours before opening of the show. But being a coffee truck and she doesn't sell food, it's coffee and tea and juice and smoothies and things. She was curious if there would be an exception or we would have a problem with her opening to serve vendor coffee in the morning 4 hours. Or is that not a good idea because we do it for one and don't do it for others?
Well, the one time, was it last year or 2 years ago? We had a vendor that wanted to come in and just be there from 8 till noon.
It was roasted.
We were
bullets.
asking the person to be there the whole day, so.
She would be here the whole
That
day.
was just, so
She wants to do like a second service. She wants to do a first service in the morning from 6:30 to
Lots to it.
9 for vendors. And then kind of regroup and get going on what she'll serve for the rest of the day. Like she's gonna be here all day, every day. Just
starting
wanted to,
Friday.
whatever the hours are for food vendors.
But if we have shoppers coming in like at 7 AM, she'd also sell her coffee to them too, right?
Right.
Not just specific vendors.
Her point, her
Right.
hour
Early bird
time to me was, can I open around 6:30 to serve vendors?
Yeah.
Was the
So
question.
her
That's how it
motivation was, yeah.
proposed.
Well, I have a question, what time does the fire hall start serving?
I actually don't know that.
Probably 7, I would think.
That would be my guess.
Sells before 8.
6:30.
Sharon, what time do you guys open usually? Yeah,
6.
so we've got other people doing it already.
Okay. So yeah, it's not necessary. It just was a question.
No, I'm just saying that, I don't,
They're
I'm
already
saying
doing it.
that. I don't know
other
what the,
places
why
will
the
be
problem,
open.
I think most of our food vendors probably aren't gonna be selling any corn dogs at 6 AM. So that's why they don't open, but I don't have a I don't think it's a problem if the pancake, the breakfast people and the coffee
Donuts.
people and, yeah, are selling.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
do the vendors open on Thursday? Like what Thursday, who comes in on,
They'll set it up.
they can get in on Thursday, but they're not open on
Start
Thursday.
Setting up at 6:30. Setting up
AM on Thursday,
AM.
the
yes.
vendors or the food vendors
Food
can.
vendors, yeah. And then
Oh,
before
I didn't
uh,
the other
realize.
vendors come in.
That's right, I forgot about that.
And are they up, I'm just curious, are they up and open for business to serve the vendors while they're setting up?
Some of them were open on Thursday last year.
Yeah, most of them are, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think like what a great opportunity for them to like be open to serve so the vendors aren't needing to leave.
I know I ate at a food truck on Thursday during setup.
Yeah.
And some food vendors don't even come in until Friday morning too.
Right.
What time are they coming in?
On Friday or Thursday? Thursdays at 6:30
In the morning?
in the morning.
That's when they can come. That
That's just
doesn't
set
mean,
up.
that doesn't mean they do.
Yeah,
just
that's
food
the
vendors. The other vendors are, is
Or
it
some like-
11 or 10?
But the regular vendors that are gonna be
11.
coming in and setting up, what time are they coming
Are
in?
they 11?
There's two groups. One comes in, we have a green card and yellow card.
That's right.
And the early, 11 o'clock is the earliest group, and those are the people that are in the center of the big lots. And then 11:30, 30 minutes later, then the vendors on the outside of those bigger lots come in. So it's still, everybody's in place probably by noon anyway, so. But they're waiting up in line just like before, but nobody comes in until 11 o'clock, and then just certain vendors.
It's never been a split thing, that split time.
It's something the vendors wanted.
And it only really will be,
Logistically,
it really will only affect maybe for selling food, you mean, hot dogs and stuff? We're only delaying them like 15 minutes just so that people have time to park their trailers and get vehicles out of the way before they get parked in.
Yeah.
Then we're doing one group on one end of town and the other group on the other end of town. We'll see what happens. We're,
Yeah, it's gonna be trial.
In
It's,
theory, in theory, we
yeah.
have.
So Joanne, I think we have a place for Joe Coffee Shop in front of Fluffy's.
Yep.
I think that's
No,
what,
she's in front of, the waterworks.
oh, yes, okay,
So,
by
yeah.
Waterworks, yeah, okay.
Oh, that's exciting. So last time I talked to her, she
Next to
didn't-
the Lions
She
Club?
wasn't sure.
Because the Lions
In
Club,
that front of their
the
building.
Lions Club's gonna be there. So we have a consensus that it's fine because our VFW and fire department are already doing it, so why couldn't other vendors? Yeah. We don't,
If she could stay there till 6, I think that's would be appropriate with all the other vendors.
Does she have,
Yeah, 'cause-
like,
yeah.
if she does her own show, like she
Yeah,
is out
but she
there
has
selling
refreshers and like
all day.
smoothies and stuff too, so I mean, if it's hot out, it's not like she's just out there selling hot coffee all day.
Yeah.
You know, she has iced coffee and all of the other stuff too, so I mean, she should be okay.
I have a couple 13 and a half, 14-year-olds that probably would hop in there if she, their dream is to
Should
be.
not
a
probably have
barista.
told me that because I.
you know,
didn't tell her.
my nephew already is, he's got his own.
He does, on the other side though, right? He's gonna be on the other side still. Good.
So we're good with Tara to join us.
Cool.
Along Minnesota Avenue, we're gonna Grace Lutheran Parsonage. We've added 3 lots along Minnesota Avenue. That
Which one's the
Where?
parsonage?
Right over here.
It's where the Grace Lutheran used to have their food stand. Is that big, like a triple, wasn't it? Isn't that where they used to be in that?
yeah, they used to be in the driveway and then had
Where they did the
area
pies,
in
right?
front.
Right over there.
Is it G lot or was it H lot?
G.
Mhm.
G?
Okay,
Yeah, I thought so, right?
we're
there.
adding 3.
3 spots.
3 15 by 15.
Okay, G.
Are they not doing
You know
their
what those
pies?
numbers are? You can tell her. I don't have them. Didn't bring all of that.
170,
170.
171. 172.
Okay. Then I'll move, we'll have to figure out, I have picnic icons there, so we'll figure out where you're gonna put the picnic tables, unless it's, they're gonna stay. Picnic tables and stuff like that, you'll have to let me know for G, cause that'll then move as well. So I think we had some picnic tables there.
She had picnic tables marked on
Oh,
the
on your
map
back,
there.
on
She
your
needs to
map.
take them off. if
There's
we're gonna
still
put
room there.
vendors there.
Oh, okay,
We can put some picnic tables, there's still
okay,
20 feet there, probably, at
oh, good.
least 15 feet, so there could be several. Okay, t-shirts. Was the one item we added.
There's that post on Facebook of Sean Fritz selling his Orinoco Gold Rush t-shirts that we talked about last time.
Was he gonna come?
Did he meet with you? Because he's still selling them.
He's still posting on Facebook that he's got t-shirts for sale, that Orinoco Gold Rush. and-
Oh, yeah,
With the cartoons.
The cartoon.
it's just Orinoco, Minnesota now, you're talking about,
Oh, did he change it?
yeah.
Supposed to take. the
He
downtown
dropped that,
off,
I
right?
talked to him, and
Okay,
he dropped it, now he just sells Orinoco, Minnesota t-shirts with the characters.
Okay. Yeah. I see.
He was very understanding, he understood. Okay, well, can I say Orinoco, Minnesota? Knock yourself out. So,
Yeah.
He's using all of his characters and everything, but just no reference to Gold Rush, so.
perfect.
We decided
He's
we're
selling
not,
them. Sorry,
we're not putting up the like hid the artwork that he made.
And we're
on
not putting the
people.
artwork up with the holes. We're gonna pass on that because it's very labor intensive and
The tent, and the tents,
doesn't get used very often.
and then now we'll have more room for parking and.
So what we're gonna do in that space is that the one good 10 by 10 tent that we have, we'll put that up in that area for shade or
Yeah, that'd be good.
whatever. Table information or whatever we wanna put up there. We
Well,
do
that's
have
where
one.
like the volunteers come and they wait to get, onto the
Could be.
the
and not
trash
have to
truck
deal
or
with
they
that
do whatever.
information.
So that'd be nice. We have people that'll come through there.
So it's a multi-purpose tent, whatever you wanna use it for, so.
So then are we no longer going to put the signs out there in front of the post office then? With the holes for the faces,
Yeah, we're gonna pass on
So we
that,
won't have to.
you know.
Corey.
It's encouraged that.
No post holes.
Yeah, because they're not room for their tent and.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Better use for that time.
Yeah.
All right, but I'm not aware of him bringing anything to sell.
I'm wondering, did he make those things as like a donation for Orinoco, or did we buy them at one point? Like,
He was on the committee.
right,
so
so
in the
does he want them
past-
back? Like, if we're not gonna have them
Oh, you
up,
can ask.
is he going to, is it, I'm just wondering what, if that's gonna cause any other kerfuffle or anything? I don't know
We
him,
can offer
Well,
it to
we're-
him back.
we're-
So-
It's our show, it's our t-shirts,
right?
so I don't see a problem.
No,
with
she
it.
means the boards.
The big boards, if we
With
don't
his art on
do
it.
it, and then he's doing, I'm just wondering
Oh, I see.
if that's gonna be if we purchase them, that's one thing, and then we can decide what to do, but if he made them and donated them, like, I'm wondering, we don't need to like say we're not putting them up, or, we don't need to go through that.
I think we bought the materials.
Okay,
And I think we maybe even paid him.
that's what I was wondering. Then it's,
I think we did, and I
Yeah.
think we even donated or give us, when he painted the walls, I
Yeah.
think, but I could be
It
wrong.
goes back
Okay.
quite a few years, yeah.
Right.
His
that's
grandmother
great,
did
as
it.
long as there was like a transaction and then that's good.
And he lives in a townhome now in Rock, so he has no room for him, so.
Okay,
Sure.
Just drop them off.
great.
All right, unless there's anything else there. Social media, website. Dana, Kristen, there we have some postcards. A handout, and we have this magazine also.
Joanne has all the postcards.
Yeah, we have a few downstairs, but I still am adding new vendors and mailing them. So.
Sweet, yeah. I mean, if anybody has a place that they're going that they know they'll run into a store or whatever, grab them.
I still have 3 stacks on the counter at the auction house and they're disappearing.
Good, good. And then Facebook, this is then I start posting daily. And then I will run ads shortly, starting paid advertisements. Just follow what we did last year, because it seemed to.
When I get those logos put together for these fundraisers, can I share them with you like I did that one
Yeah,
time,
of
just to,
course.
or a post of some kind?
And the website, I've been terrible because you all know how much I hate that.
Oh, me too.
But I do still need to get the current. I think, or do I have the current vendor letter and stuff? Just please peruse through it and tell me what I need to fix. That's all
I need to add
That's what
my,
I want.
I'll have to add my 2023 map date, map
Yes,
thing.
yes, I'll need
Is
that.
that website hosted through, is that WordPress or?
WordPress.
It is. I can do that.
I'm a WordPresser, but it's not my favorite.
I just don't like, it's just, I
It's
can
not
do it, I
user-friendly.
just don't, it's just not my thing.
Well, if you want help and you're like, get this away from
I
me.
did it.
I can
hated that
help
one.
you.
I hated it from the day
Here,
I
I will-
volunteered to do it.
Bare minimum, we just have to make sure we have the
So-
updated stuff.
Updated.
That's it, okay.
On the dates.
Might be easier if you just had like a list of just, here we go, and then, so you're not looking
Do
for
we,
it and.
do we have
doing
a hotel this year? You gave me that already. I already put that on there. I don't, yeah, so if there's anything else that you think that I need, just give it to me. And if I don't respond.
I'll handle the one that one page, that's the vendor list and the maps. I'll put 2023 and I'll say to be announced or coming.
Kristen, I emailed this to you on June 4th, but I never said that. Cause I have to,
She'd liked it so much, she forgot to tell you.
So I didn't know what, I thought, oh, she hates it.
No, I love it. I thought, did I not, I thought I responded.
Wait, was it June, you said June 4th? Last week of school. Coming up.
And this, I kept it super simple because
Oh, yeah, you did.
we hadn't decided on everything yet, so.
I love it. I think it looks great.
Mhm.
Plus it has a doggy on it.
Well, and then that goes with our, I
Mhm.
should separate these though. I think I did on another version. So they're two separate, so they look like separate pictures.
I just love that it looks like the postcard because I think it's recognizable that they're the same.
That's
And our
okay.
ads are
Just in a
looking very
bigger-
similar.
Right,
kind
just
of
a
to it all
bigger
wrapped
version.
together.
Yeah. I love it.
I'm sorry.
I was all
Text me
for keeping
too,
it simple.
All the things.
Well, once I
So much
sent it
junk
off, I
mail.
checked it off my list and then I was like, oh. I just forgot.
Yeah,
So,
I'm-
but can you guys do, what are we gonna do for printing? Do we just use do we print them with the city and pay? What's our best?
How many of these did we get last year?
Oh, that's okay.
I feel like it wasn't very many because these
No.
were just the ones that we like hung up around town and businesses and stuff. So
Yeah.
We've kind of banked on the postcards this year and these were just gonna be for.
for the show,
No, not for the show, but just like you said, just kind of around town. We're not gonna, we weren't gonna mail them this year because
Yeah.
people just, vendors kind of want the postcards.
I think we said 10. Consider sending 10 posters. They have them share, to the list that. I'm supposed to have.
oh, that was me.
Oh, man, the advertising life. The advertising life.
When I was supposed to print out, I'm out.
Yeah, doing,
There they are.
we're doing great.
Well, I'll keep this one, but I'll put this on the door at the auction house.
Yeah,
But I mean, I
we
can,
we hung up, we hung them up just around town and.
Like the post office and Tilly's
And
and,
years ago.
Yeah.
and- Oh, good, yeah.
But we wanna kind of go like out of there too, right?
Take
Like
a look
even,
and see.
we did, Pine Island and I know
Yeah.
I know we ran some
Dewey.
places, you ran some places, so.
Mhm. I didn't take any, I did all postcards when we did Stillwater. I didn't take
I
any
do,
flyers.
I travel all over Wabasha and Goodhue County now, so with work, so I can always pop into places and pop these babies up,
Yeah.
so.
That would be great.
I plan on doing that.
did we decide that your
We're
Facebook
talking about
ad
20 to
spend?
25 posters
Yeah,
in the notes. Is that what
Yeah.
we're Talking about.
I
Yes.
can't imagine we would, if we need more, I guess we don't.
They're not very high quality, you know what I mean? Like
They're
it's
just
not
gonna
like
get
a-
slapped on a glass door
I
or a
know.
bulletin board.
I
I
know.
don't know that you need to get real fancy with them.
Someone's gonna get,
I mean, we could get them printed on a card stock or something, you know, just so that they're a little more durable, but
I printed those off of my printer, but you don't handle cardstock.
right, know what I mean? If we just sent like 25 to Minuteman, whatever, on cardstock,
I can also.
or
I got
if yours handles cardstock, whatever.
I can-
I can print off 20 of them on my printer, I mean, that's.
I feel like
just gonna
maybe
stay
what
on
I
the line. I
can,
don't think
like
we
maybe
should have-
Joanne, would you? If I sent you the PDF, would you just distribute to the committee? And then print off as needed if you know you're going somewhere?
Yeah.
You know,
If you have a printer that can handle it and you do not feel like you need to, because I know ink is bendy, but if you can, and you would do that, that would be helpful.
So we're gonna ask. You're gonna ask to see if they could print them, or do you want me to do them?
Hmm?
Do you want me to print off 20 of those? Like,
If you want
I can
to,
do 20 of it. Yeah.
okay, and I'll do some to distribute in my,
Okay,
keep in my car and just. I think that that's a really good way to do it, have them in your car and. Same with the postcards, you know, everybody grab a few. Joanne, do you have enough for all of us to grab a few? I don't think I kept any. I think I gave
I
everybody.
have some in my council and the rest I put it off.
Yes.
all right.
I am driving around a lot.
Yeah, I don't have like that many.
Oh, you do? Okay, you have more than
Hmm.
that though?
I probably have 50 or 60.
Did we cover everything there then?
I'll get the posters and stuff.
You can step and get some, I look, it's got some, I can't remember the email.
And the postcards, you've been sending those out to vendors?
Yep.
Okay,
That's great.
all right, hard print advertising, I think we're in the Rochester.
Yeah, we're placed in all of our big. We're placed in all of our big, like, old times, yesteryear, we've got our radio, placed, ready to go. We're in this goes to Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Illinois, travel and leisure, we've got in that, there's a box that we could take if you wanted to distribute those anywhere, or set those places where they're on pages at 83. You can see it, so. We're in, yeah, all
On the
the,
outside corner too, that's nice.
we're in
Yeah, you
all
see
of
it.
the major things as of right now. I chose not to put us in that main antique publication just because it was really expensive. So where we're at right now, for our spend on that and based off of what you shared today, we maybe have to just think about holding off there. We're at 29.41 for hard print, but then if we add in our Facebook ad spend, which was, I believe, part of that advertising for 500, we're at 35.91 for advertising as of right now with everything we've placed so far. And I think I had 4,000. So I could move forward with placing in like the smaller like shoppers around the area, which would be like the week or two before the event or like week of event, which is kind of the plan, but that would give me maybe like 4 publications. So they're around $60 to $75 a spot. Or I could-
And you're for the Zumbrota newspaper,
Nope.
nothing there.
I mean, that's where I'm going next to like the smaller papers. If we want to do that, if we want, we have about another $400 to spend. So
I'll need some of that for Facebook advertising.
I took
Oh, you
$500
did.
and set it aside for you.
You're a rock
So,
star.
yep, that 35.91 is with your 500 for Facebook. And then, I did add in like 150 for flyers, postcards, printing. I don't know how much that was. Took a guess.
I'll give that to you. I sent you,
So
it was close to that.
I was
It
gonna say, it's
real
probably a
close.
real
That's
good
real-
guess.
yeah.
that's included. So where we're at is 35.91 and 50 cents. I want to know that. And I do have the spreadsheet updated, Joanne, that I can share with you, so you can, I'm just keeping everything in there.
The Gold Rush ad is on page 83. You haven't seen it. So as far as getting these out, does Quick Trip have these type of racks?
We used to.
We can place these.
I think Quick Trip still does. I don't think Gas and Go does, but I think Quick Trip, yeah, and Casey's has them too. I think Casey still has a rack inside the door also. If I'm not mistaken.
They did have one house on the wall. Right inside.
Yeah,
the door on the
yeah,
left side,
yep.
yeah. That's just, there's like 2-3 pockets for newspapers. But they did have a rack. They don't, unless they move the rack, I haven't looked at it that close, I guess.
18
Yeah,
more
good.
in here. I'm sure like Tilly's would be able to have some, or
It looks good. I like it. It looks so much better than the coupon we've been running forever. I love the new
oh,
copy.
good.
Yeah, I like the new copy.
It all ties in like together. We're
Yeah.
starting to get there, and the ad,
Branding.
yeah, I mean, the people have been really great to work with, so.
So how many of these books do we have?
18 are left.
Oh, that's the box there.
Yep.
Okay,
Besides what we have out here, I mean, if you don't want to have one. But you can have one.
okay. I think that's it for the hard print. We talked about the map review with scanning. I know that,
Yeah,
Joanne has a food list and the master map to update.
last year, you had Joanne run a print for you that gave me all the maps. You remember? You said something about that. Ryland showed you how to print it, and then you got all the maps out, and it was all the maps that were current with the lots that you had. If you wanna give that to me, and then I'll be able to see what you've added or moved around. And, if I already have some lots on there, I'll leave the lots, but then right for the last week or so, that's when I'll start pulling stuff off before we print. And then I just need to find out if I'm making them 11 by 17 for the. Depending on what you guys want for the sandwich board, if it's gonna be 11 by 17 size, then just let me know, cause I'll have to have that printed, cause I can't fit that in my printer.
The sandwich board.
We're talking about this map here.
That's what I figured. Cause that sandwich boards are, cause you can format the 11 by 17 down to an 8 by 10, just, yeah, and then.
Bigger is better.
Yeah, it looks sad, it'll still look sad and lonely, but it will look less sad.
Well, and then things on, I'm like,
That's
figure
right, yeah.
out what else, I mean, it should, I would like to have that, the whole sandwich.
Yeah, that's the one I like, yeah.
So
I
this,
mean, it's one of the books, we have the books back.
so this one I'm morphing into 11 by 17 as well, but I'm also I'm gonna make a match for the 8 by 10. Because I wasn't sure if you wanted me to print it again at the city, we printed it through the city hall, and then I had the food vendor, I think, on the back.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I feel like one was on one side and one was on the other.
This was.
So we can't do double sided though, right?
We can,
But for the
can't-
sandwich boards, we should.
no, but if we're gonna hand out, cause you handed out paper maps, correct?
Some,
Oh, I bet you it's 2 pieces.
actually, we taped them
But I
to the
didn't have,
table.
I didn't have
And
that.
then people took pictures.
That's right.
Right.
To the picnic tables?
So
Yeah.
so I taped them to the information.
Look it up, they're great.
Not up to date.
And then people.
Then they have the basic.
We had some.
You can put a title on it.
But I also had just a barcode that we put into a plastic sleeve for the table too, for the info table. And then if people wanted the paper map, or they could just do the
I think
barcode.
it's.
That way we didn't have to hand out too many of these, and I think they printed 40.
We didn't hand out too many of those at the information.
Okay, so then I could print. them.
We mostly had people take pictures of that.
Mhm.
Okay, well, that's good to know. So then, well, maybe should we just print like 20 just in case we have people that don't use phones? or
And they're
anything?
helpful in case some get wrecked for like our own purpose.
Yeah,
or
and then
other-
we'll-
You're gonna wanna put one at the fire hall, one inside the community center, one, I would say 20 is
I-
sufficient.
I just
Okay.
hesitant about
Well,
sending
I
them
also
because they're
printed, so
done.
that I sent the fire hall this map and that map,
They're old.
and Kane and
That same
Joanna,
one's
and whatever with
Yeah.
it. Cause they like the food map too, and then, the only thing I would need for the food map then would be maybe obviously an updated list. And then an updated list of what people are selling, to do a little blurb like we did in that one. I have like kind of what they sell. Next to there, so. And if you want me to reach out to those vendors and ask them, hey, we're gonna put you on a map. What, would you like to list 4 things you sell? I can do that communication too, if you want me to. Just let me know how I can help that way.
We did that, that is
This-
really helpful. I mean, people really like that.
Yeah, cause I think it was like, yeah, cause I know I heard from a couple, with Lions and Sharon, and I know Kane or Joanna, I think at the fire hall. Was one who said, oh, could you make sure that you add this is what we're selling? And so I got the information from them. So I'm happy to do that again. And then I'll just be coordinating with you towards the last week. I won't have you do a ton of prints, because last year was me figuring out how to get it to all work. Now I'm hoping just to get some of those kind of final ones and then pop it in there.
I'll do my best.
Okay,
Yeah.
last year was my learning curve.
Mine too.
Yeah, so if it's, if I could get just whatever maps you have, that way I can
Yep.
see if there's something that's definitely gone.
Yep.
Then I'll make sure I,
Added.
or added, yeah,
Yep.
that way I can make sure it's in there. And I have new icons for like the city hall building and the playground and, just things that help people figure out where they are.
Right.
Because, Especially, you know, when you're walking around lots, it's gonna be by items rather than street signs, so, or, you know, by trees. Or,
Regarding food vendors though, on the list that I work on, you know, it lists, their company name, their contact person, phone number. And then like lot number and everything. But from that, then do you want to call them to find out what they want you to list on
Yeah.
the flyer?
yeah, you can give me their contact information. I can
It's
do
all
that.
on that one list that I work off.
Yeah.
So I'll just email, and that's one I think you were asking for, but I needed to wait to see what. we're
So
gonna
with
put
the
this
9
together.
new food vendors, how many food vendors are we at for this year then? Some of those 9 replaced others that are not coming back, or they're in addition to
No,
the
they're
20 that we
replaced.
had?
They replaced some.
I was approximating 25 in my
25,
numbers.
27.
Okay,
22?
okay. Then it's not too far off.
And then, yeah, I'll email you too, Joanne, and just follow up with like the 2 or 3 things I need from you.
No, I'm up to 25.
Ooh, sweet.
That was last year's. Perfect. So, and then the only thing I'll need from you guys is the placement, if you're moving anything around on the master map, as far as porta potties, parking. You know, it doesn't have to be exact, but, I'd like to move it around if it gets moved. Or add it, if you
The
add.
handicap parking is questionable around the church. Cause that's all being torn up with sewer,
Okay,
so I'm not sure
and this can wait.
if we're gonna have much more handicap than Minnesota Avenue and Chad Tracy.
Okay, well, this can also wait until the end of July, beginning of, you know, like
Yeah, well,
2 weeks.
We'll know more
Before, depending on how you want this
early
printed.
August.
Yeah,
So that strip that was behind the post office is what you're saying is?
Yeah, cause they're coming down the alley and of course, on the north side of the church, the parking lot, that's all material and machines.
Can we wait, can we look and see what's happening at the August meeting? And if what's happening at Grace Lutheran is torn up, can we pick maybe another side street to the east that we could add a row? I mean, cause we're gonna need
Like
that. I
a-
mean, we had to add that parking
Or like
last year because
G-
of the demand.
yeah, G and H.
I think
like
we're
that.
at-
What about
At the
like,
very least, we have to
Where
relocate
do
it.
I live? You live.
where's
over
my
here.
house?
Your house.
That
So
parking was
this-
full.
We have a across there that's for sale, that piece of land that's for sale right now, could that all just be handicap parking next to,
It's not ours.
I mean, she lets parking be there. Oh, but they pay for it, right?
That's.
But next to that, that was all parking last year,
They charge.
right? The handicap people, they don't pay for they don't pay to park there.
No.
And
I know,
Presbyterian
but
Church.
that's all downhill.
Well, it's not here, I mean, like that's, yeah, I mean, it's not perfect, but it is right next to everything.
Yeah,
If
But
we can't
I
get
think
down there.
otherwise it
it'd
would be
too hard.
Second Street.
But it's not our
North.
street or our
Right.
property, it's Keene.
And they're not paying for, it. This is open parking just for them, they don't pay for it, right? Handicap
No,
don't
nobody
pay
pays
for
for
it,
it.
okay.
What about on the other, like over here? On the other side of the pines?
Yeah, that could all be torn up, I don't know.
Yeah, okay,
I think you might, we just revisit it at the August.
Let's just
meeting,
wait, right, and
see what the
then-
roads are at, just
yeah,
try to throw in a row of parking on some side street that isn't.
yeah, cause I could
We
just
have-
post.
Whatever we decide, we'll use the same signs we had
Yeah,
here and here.
I just wanna make sure we don't lose that parking, we just relocate it to whatever happens to open that weekend.
We'll know more in August. Okay.
All the lots by the VFW rented out.
Think so?
I was gonna say, it seemed like there were some empty ones last year, maybe you could put it in that alley or that street to the west of us.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting up there, rented and paid for it.
Okay.
Okay, handicap parking.
We'll look close to that, okay.
Porta potties and handicap parking.
I think the L item, I should have taken off, because I don't think we pretty much passed promotion packets.
Next year.
All right. Thanks, and I'll send just an email to both you guys saying just a summary of what I will need and what. If I have a question, that way I can be on the same page.
Advertising for vendors that you're doing via Facebook and you're ramping that up this month. Do you have any concern with it? What it is saying about numbers? I mean, do we need to do some kind of extra special posts like? Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, bring your kids, like,
I
get your
can do
spot
it.
now, or,
I can do a post that says still accepting new vendors. I think we did that
yeah,
a few
just
times.
to encourage people to know that registration is still open, it's not too late, give us a call, work it out. Without looking like we're not a full show somehow. I don't
Have
know,
limited
just,
spots left, or something like
I,
that.
something, I
Something
don't
that
know,
makes
just
people wanna
something.
jump fast.
Just curious, cause it's July and the show's in August, I'm just curious if there's people out there that were like,
I did
"It's
that.
too late."
I did that last year. I think I threw some
You-
things like open, you know,
You probably did.
yeah,
I think we did that for food vendors, because remember we were kind
Oh,
of,
definitely. I did
Shy.
that for food
Mhm.
vendors.
and so.
How many spots do we have right now, or how many vendors do we have currently? Food vendors and other like total, do we know? No. I'm just curious, how many do we have last year? Do you
She
remember?
said 22.
No, total, like,
Oh,
total.
I think you
Remember?
can start the food vendors separate than the vendor vendors.
Yeah,
You're right, I
I
think 25.
I feel like it was almost
food vendors
250.
around 250, I think.
I think it was.
I feel like it was a meeting minutes somewhere.
I was thinking regular vendors are around 200. And then 25.
Right now, or that was the number last year?
That's approximate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One other thing that
Yeah, I forgot to ask.
Christine passed on to me was the sign up genius for volunteers. I know we got some categories added, here's just the
Well, I-
copies.
I updated last year,
look at.
but what I didn't do was update, I just had the same number of slots open for everybody. And I know last year we needed more slots for the garbage truck to be added, I think.
I think we just didn't have Gavin and his friend sign up.
Oh, okay, that's what we've done the last couple of years.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think we just didn't have them sign up and then we left
it was
two additional.
it was
So we had
2 for
four
each.
every.
Yeah, so it's two in the sign up genius, but I think we have room for 4.
Correct.
But I didn't know if I should put it in there or what.
Is Gavin coming? For trash truck?
Gavin?
Oh, isn't it your grandson that usually comes and helps? Owen, oh, why am I
Owen.
saying Gavin?
I don't know,
Yeah.
because
You know, the new grandson.
it sounded like you were supposed to be there, right?
Right?
Sounds like-
Right.
Okay, now we.
Does
Yeah, as
he,
far as I know, Bob is coming to
Yep.
drive those 2 days.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, Bob's doing both
Owen will be
days?
Here 3 days. And then,
Who's?
Bob,
the
2
other
days
one.
and what now?
then Owen, he comes to 3 days. And then
Think you can
Owen's
do that.
friend from up north.
Yeah.
Matthias.
Matthias?
Oh,
Yeah,
Matthias, that's it.
Yeah.
We'll just plan on-
We'll reach out to him too, or you guys can.
Okay,
So should we leave that spot off? Because we.
I
know
wouldn't
who
even
will
put
be
it
there.
in there.
So
Let's
then,
just fill with
you
the
know,
others.
Bob is gonna be there. Is it the Friday and Saturday? And then who's usually there? I forgot on. Saturday.
Donnie.
Donnie. Is he,
Donnie, has anybody talked to you?
I could send him an email or a phone call. That's what I did last year, was just to double check that they were coming. They were doing it.
Usually they just show up. So.
Yeah, so I usually just give them a call and say, okay, I'm gonna put you on the sign up genius.
Right.
That way I just have them on there
Yep,
with their contact info in case anybody has to call them or
Right.
something. So, I can reach out to both of them if you want, or you said Bob already contacted you? or-
Yeah.
Just so they're on here on separate days or times, they're not all, like neither, if they both can't be here on Saturday, that would not. be
Yeah,
good.
I'll contact them just to confirm, you know,
Pick a day.
cause that's what I did last time.
So we'll count on basically Owen and
You need
Matthias.
a trailer again?
For garbage.
Yeah, where did we get the last?
It just shows up, it's magical.
Magic Cory
It
trailer.
would be nice.
I might have to put some air in the tires, but I think it'll be good.
Alright.
So we're just gonna kind of bank on Owen Matthias. We're not gonna plug them in or have them like sign up. We're just gonna leave the openings for others to fill.
Okay,
That way we won't overbook that trailer.
yeah,
So leave it at 2.
And for
Okay,
the other,
perfect.
helpers, then you get 2.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, per shift. Yep, so that should be fine. Okay,
and then I have everything else the same as before with all the You know, info booth, it's 2 people for the 2-hour slots. The ice, I think we made it 2.5-hour slots, and that was.
No, that was 2 hours.
I think I have it, something's 2.5-hour slots.
It's nice to keep them,
I kept it the same as what we did last year, the last 2 years,
it's
so.
always been 2 hours. And it's nice to keep it every 2 hours, so that way, somebody's there to help them get oriented and get started. You know, like
Yeah,
if they're new and they have
something-
questions, or like with the ice truck, ice.
Oh, I know, it was just for the Thursday, the ice sales were for 2.5 hours. That was it. I knew there was something for an hour, and 2.5. And I already know Paul's excited about signing up for sometime on Saturday, so.
Do we have toilet paper?
I can work on that.
I
Yeah, I
think,
don't think we put the bathroom.
Yeah, it's in my logistics thing here.
Okay,
You did it
separate, right?
I just actually talked to Lori yesterday and the winter dance team over there just confirmed that they are coming back to do bathrooms.
okay,
They are coming back to do bathrooms. They have initiated a booster club now, so that is gonna make donating to them a
Oh,
lot
that'll be
easier. We had
so
some
much easier.
stuff going on with the checks last year and whatnot. But yes, they are coming back. Lori is gonna help me get them arranged and make their own schedule for bathrooms. Jessica and I will work on all of that other stuff, but with the bathroom thing. Last year, what I did was I had OOA donate supplies instead of money. She wrote me a check this year. So that was part of that fundraising money. So any of that fundraising money, we can take and go buy toilet paper or whatever. There's more than enough gloves. We do not need that. We have those left from last year. Vests for garbage patrol, we don't need those. So supplies, we have a lot of leftovers. Bathroom cleaning supplies, we have a lot of leftovers.
Oh, that's good.
I'm sure we have no toilet paper left because you remember what happened last year. And I do feel like we have refills for the paper towels in the bathrooms left over too, so I'll have to stop by and take inventory of what's downstairs. But I think we have a lot of the paper towels that go in the dispenser thing left too. So the majority of supplies we'll need for bathrooms will be toilet paper.
And then if you, as far as sponsors, if you get, it would be nice if we could create a running list of sponsors. Maybe we send it to Joanne so she can kind of keep
I
that running list.
I
Or
have
you have a
one.
running list? Okay.
It
Because
was
we
like a,
should do either, I mean, we
Thank
should do
you.
some sort of thank you and
Mhm.
then a public thank you, like social media
I
on our
did
website. and
all
stuff.
of that in 2021.
Yes.
And we do definitely have an Excel spreadsheet and it shows
Okay. You're on top of it.
donated, the year, what year,
Got it.
how
You know what
much,
you're doing.
who got the solicitation, if thank you was sent, if the t-shirt was delivered. Because they used to get a 5K t-shirt as,
Yeah, we're out of t-shirts probably this year.
yeah.
We have
Oh.
bags.
They can have the canvas bag.
We
Um,
could, they can.
Well, so what I promised them,
Leisure travel.
actually, what I promised them was in what we discussed months ago, was signage on the ice trailer
Oh, yeah.
and the ice cart, the delivery cart, the
Oh,
ice
yeah.
delivery cart, and
That's
then
a
the
good
ice
idea.
trailer by the info booth. I'm just gonna print out their logos and like laminate them and we can just tape them on. I promise, yeah, because we did talk about that ice truck, delivery truck and the ice trailer.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
idea,
what we
because they're
did.
driving all around.
Logos. I said you'll be represented
Alright,
throughout
let's,
the entire weekend.
Let's go through
And
our.
they're not on that
first
track.
sheet. Well, we can get to that.
Okay, so then volunteer stuff is good. Melissa, you and I will work on when you want me to post it and start getting it out, and then I'll be at National Night Out to do hand signups too, again. With
Is it
this.
Are we
happening?
happening that?
We are as my line item.
Mine too.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I
National Night Out.
National Night This year?
I put a can of worms.
Is the city having National Night Out?
Working on it,
Okay,
trying to get it on the calendar.
okay.
Is it August?
National Night Out is August 1st this
Yes.
year.
Oh, is it?
Tuesday the first?
It is August 1st this year.
Well, at least it's nice and early.
But I hadn't seen anything from you or the city or anybody post anything, so I actually was curious.
It's, Renee's on vacation, she'll be back Monday.
She gets married tomorrow.
She got married last Saturday.
Oh, last Saturday?
Uh,
Oh, it's this
It's
Saturday.
the seventh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Saturday, yes.
Is
Yeah.
today Thursday?
But she'll be back
In
Monday.
2 days.
It's in 2 days, so it's the 8th. The 7th is Friday.
So,
August
I've
1st, so
been,
I'll put NNO question mark. Well,
Oh,
if
the,
if there's
bounce house.
NNO, we'll be there to sign up people and talk about Gold Rush.
okay. First page. Down to, Civil Air Patrol. Have you heard anything, Joanne?
Yeah, and I forwarded you the email. They said they'd be here and they asked if there was anything else that we would like them to do.
Still toilet paper?
Maybe they could be the people that are going around and saying, do you have a green thing or do you have a yellow thing? And you
Oh,
can come
'cause
in
they
at
would-
11:30 in their
uniforms?
uniform.
Oh, that'd be good.
That would be amazing.
Authority.
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 We'll get those 17-year-olds out there.
They have to have a golf cart.
So, yeah, well, I mean, I'm
Keep them in
somewhat
mind.
not serious about it, but they do have
They usually
an
don't
outfit.
show up until earlier or later.
Maybe we could get an outfit.
No, they're here on Thursday, or
They're not here on Thursday.
they're not here on Thursday.
I'm just because we've never,
The traffic issues.
They can be in our golf cart.
right, they did barricades, yeah. And we haven't had them do anything else, but they've offered to do more stuff if we have stuff for them to do.
Yes, okay. So that's,
So if you guys think of anything, let me know and I can let them know.
we'll consider that one closed out.
Yeah.
We're gonna hold off on the tires. Promotional materials. That's pretty well closed out with what we've done so far.
Mhm.
We didn't really do any this year.
Hard grant. Liquor license. I know the,
Jim's like, I motion.
I think they've both been approved. Second page, ice. So last time I talked with this gentleman from Home City Ice, who bought out Waterville. So they're using Waterville's facility, so they can still provide 20-pound bags at 4 1/4. Do not provide 5 pounds. So I'm looking at 130 20 pounds. And the trailer rental's 320. Delivery pickups 140. I think,
Is this the same people from last year?
what's that?
Is this the same
They got
vendor?
bought out.
No, it's a
No,
different
we
vendor. He
did- we
sold
already-
out to
We
Waterville.
voted on this.
Yeah.
We got this taken
And then
care
we're
of.
gonna purchase ourselves 35-pound bags.
Yeah,
Okay, I was gonna ask, where are we getting
It's
the?
all in the minutes from last.
Yeah.
Yep.
We just.
so the
Okay.
question I had is, continue selling the 20-pound bags for $8? No, I think it's $8 and $6 for the 5-pound.
Mm-hmm. We confirmed that last meeting too, I think.
Last year we sold them for,
4 and 7.
Yeah, it was 4 and 7, and this year we went to 6 and 8.
The plan is to purchase 5-pound bags to sell for $6 a bag.
Correct.
The plan is to purchase and then sell the 20-pound bags for $8 a bag.
How many bags did we sell last year? 11?
we had 208 and we didn't use 80 of them.
Once again,
And we're breaking even.
and we have more vendors.
And
Breaking
5
even.
pound ice we can get anytime, like if we have to be responsible to
And
buy
it was
those.
raining too for a little bit of time, so
Mhm.
if it was hot, it would probably.
And then several years ago, we got some credit, but there's no credit now. You take them all. They can't resell them or reuse them. It's been that way for 2 or 3 years, but when Carol's in charge of the vendor that she worked with, they gave us credit back on the ice.
Well, yeah, because they brought in the whole ice truck and they parked it up here and they could keep,
They just took it
Six
back.
hundred of them folded and whatever we used with Jordan and whatever we didn't, they just kept and took them to the next place.
Particularly, yeah. So is that approach look okay?
Will the VFW?
We just
still
may have
be
to have
able get
somebody
ice?
run, huh?
Will the VFW still be able to get ice from you guys?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Have you
How
done
much
this
do you
past?
typically go through, Sharon?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm sorry,
How much do you typically go through in ice in a day?
one a day, I don't know, over the weekend, probably 4 to 6.
Of the
Bags.
20-pound bags?
has anybody checked with Casey's and Gas and Go just to see what kind of a supply they normally have? I mean, I know that their supply could go at any given time, but it'd be nice to know if got a backup, because when the food vendors start running out here and we don't have ice, that could be a problem. And so it'd be probably a good idea to talk to both Gas and Go and Casey's to see what kind of supply they carry over a weekend or whatever, just in case.
I'll talk to Brian. And,
Yeah.
I see where Casey's is at, is a second cooler outside.
Yeah.
I'll mention, I'll have to make sure I follow up and just make sure that those people know. We may buy some ice from them. It's getting more expensive too, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, porta potties,
Okay, so
the grove.
I know, I spent most of June trying to get in contact with Mary. I sent
Oh,
her
yeah, we want
several
that.
messages, I sent her voicemails, I sent her emails, like, I couldn't get anybody to respond to me. So I did reach out to Ryland a couple times, like, do I have the right info? Is this the right number? And then you kind of like touched base with
Right,
her and
right,
said,
yeah.
I gave her your stuff and said, call. She never did call me. Yesterday, I got an email from a Heidi who says she is going to be helping me. And I said, thank you so much, because I
Wow.
am getting really freaked out about this timeline. Her name is Heidi Buelow, Buelow. She is the new event coordinator with Onsite.
Hmm.
I will have a quote to you by the end of day tomorrow. I am so sorry for your massive delay, is what she said. Her phone number is 651-429-3781.
3781.
81. So this message was sent to me today. So I should have that quote by tomorrow. I really wanted something to bring here tonight. I sent her the quote that Mary provided with the fees from last year. Along with the ST3 from last year, which should be fine, it doesn't matter, this says 2022 on it. I said, I want a quote to replicate exactly what we did last year, and then when she gives me those numbers, we can decide if we want to add the 2 to 3 additional units that we tentatively talked about maybe doing. But the price is up, and I saw
How can you
your,
just keep going up?
I know, and I saw
every-
your golf cart note too, so I don't have a firm number, but I thoroughly expect the number to, of course, be higher than last year. So when she gets that to me, I mean, I wanna get it to you as soon as possible, and
Sure.
then if we want to add. Does anybody else have the map with the markings of where the porta potties
Yeah,
were last year?
And this, map here. The last year.
So the exact same number is what I said to her. Let me
There are
reopen
the
it.
3 locations.
Yep, the 3 locations. What we talked about the end of last year was
Want to move something.
we wanted to add 2 more. But one of the big problems that we had that we were discussing adding them was because they weren't putting them out on time. Remember, like they came once, oh, you were not here.
No, I'm
They
not
came
here.
once a day.
So I don't even know about
When
the
they're
toilet
supposed to-
paper thing that. we-
And their quote they provided us is for 3 times a day. They are supposed to be here 3 times a day. Last year, they were coming once a day. We ran out of toilet paper, all the pots were full. So,
I'm sure Heidi's aware of that.
yes, and when she gives me the code, I will physically like call her and
Sure.
speak words with her. But I was trying to get someone to reply to me,
Yeah.
and there's obviously been some turnover there. So tentatively, I don't know how we would vote to get more units if we're not meeting again till August 4th. To get the code like approved, so I'm wondering what we do, cause now.
You could pre-approve, so what we could do here, we could pre-approve a dollar amount, and if it doesn't go over that, then we don't need to approve again. You know, like if say, or we could call an emergency Zoom meeting and then do it over Zoom quickly, but we have to be in person to do.
So this is what the quote was last year.
And then now it's
we
here,
can do it.
43.
Yeah, 4387 was the total for last year. And we had 16 total units. 16 porta potties we had.
At 18.
So if you're adding 2,
I had 15 regular. We approved 18
I'm sorry, we had 15 regular and 3
handicap.
handicap.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, so
So 18 is what we had. The number was 4387 for 18 units.
So if you think you're gonna get 3 more units?
Last year, the price per unit was $20 a day per unit.
It's the service that's expensive.
Yeah,
Well, maybe we can get something off since they didn't
the
come through transit.
pumping is an additional $25 a day per unit. So technically, it's $45 a day extra per unit to rent based on last year's numbers.
Yeah, and
So,
you know what? I would ask him for a discount this year. Did we pay the amount?
They gave us,
ahead.
they paid 39.87 last.
Yeah,
this
they gave
past
us
year,
a
so they must be
discount.
about a few
Oh,
more dollars.
because I-
I'll give some money. I know, I was at, that's.
I think we got
Like,
repaid
hey.
for
Yeah.
several service pumps.
They gave us a service discount because I missed.
But we could,
you could still
I could
schmooze,
still do the
you
things.
know,
Yeah.
real, you know, yeah.
So, and if anyone's looking or if anyone cares, the one problem area for the porta potties or access to the porta potties really truly was, if you can believe this, I mean, it's Minnesota Avenue because of Food Row. So the most accessible bathrooms in that area were the fire hall. And that block had lines all day, like every
Which
day.
one?
The
Fire-
block that's at the fire hall by the
Yes.
dumpsters.
Okay.
So
Oh, yeah,
initially
over
last
there.
year after the show, when we said, oh my God, if we need more porta potties, where will we put them? We literally were talking about across from the fire hall on the corner of Minnesota, the northeast corner
Pine
of
Place?
Minnesota and Second.
Oh.
So it'd be just by F lot, to the right of F lot,
On the side.
on the, right on the corner of Minnesota Ave and Second Street Northeast, it'd be the northeast corner there.
We have vendors going all the way to the corner
We
there.
have food vendors, right?
But we could do, they don't need to be on Minnesota Ave. They could be
further
on Second Street down, maybe, okay, 30 feet down the street.
Downwind.
I mean,
Right.
I would not wanna.
Or
have-
kind of on that
So
side,
I don't want
Biff.
that in my yard.
right, or on that back, or on that,
Wait,
also on Second
actually,
Street on the
usually
side of G
The
lot.
junk dream goes east, so we're good.
So
I-
last year.
One thing I
Rosemary-
think, one thing they like to do in my conversation with the past is the service route. The service route right now is only one way. It'd be nice if we
Yeah,
keep
can you
it
just put them in the
one
middle
way,
of the road?
someplace might go over here. If we get a thought.
Lions is not here this year.
Well, where's Lions gonna be?
Lions is out in front of Waterworks now.
But,
Water.
but this
Oh,
request.
But that's
was-
cool.
There's gonna be coffee and then you can get
Over
your.
here.
Oh, you get your shot of
whatever
Bailey's in
it's
it.
Right?
called. Coffee, little.
Yeah.
drop.
The vendors,
There
if
you
you
go.
get a beat, it
Yeah,
was
there.
too far for them to go anywhere, and so they really felt strapped
Yeah, so they want the.
So they didn't want,
Back
at,
at the B, the corner of First Avenue and First Street, northwest. They want
on
those
the
two
east
back,
side or the west side at first? On the B lot side or the A lot side?
East side.
is where they used to be.
Right.
They used to be
that was
two
a
there.
big, and it was multiple people from the A lot.
So if the quote comes in under 4387, which was the quote, it's not what we paid last year because of discount, but if it's 4387, or I can finagle in some extra things.
So it's
Can I
$90
do,
a day.
can I,
Like Jim just said though, in front of the VFW there was seldom a line there.
Hmm.
So why couldn't we move one or two of those over to the B?
Yeah,
lot?
they were never aligned at all in that
Yeah,
one.
that's the least problematic
So we
area.
had-
So I would put those.
we had 4
someplace else.
units and a handicap there, so maybe take 2 of those units and move them to B lot?
Yeah,
that'd be
disperse
nice.
them throughout,
Yeah.
or were they in pairs usually, or
They
three?
were banks of 4 plus a handicap.
Tried to make more banks last year. just
Right,
Because they were easier to find, which I think that worked, but then there was
so
just
maybe we don't
not
need
enough.
more, we just need to disperse them.
Yeah, and I would put them closer to where we're at gonna be with the Lions, because people are gonna be using.
That's also
them.
my concern. It's not only did we already
The
have the
coffee and the
because it's
alcohol
Food
gonna
Row,
right
but
through
we
ya.
also have Lions over there in front of
So maybe
F-Lot.
we do add, maybe we add one.
Okay.
Or
Oh.
two, it'd be better than
Yeah.
three.
You know what?
Why
I'm
don't we
gonna
just
call
budget-
Mike. What if Mike got 1 or 2 because for them? To put in his lot or on his property? He's not gonna want people to go in his building. I don't
What if we
know.
put one
But I
like
just think
right
close to
across the
Lions
road
is where it's,
on this side of Minnesota Avenue, across the road from the Lions Club? Huh?
Probably two.
Two, okay.
so you mean like between D
Kind
and
of by
E?
Shot?
Or,
Yeah,
And more towards Shot?
yeah. Right over there.
Is there anybody right there at the corner of Shad where we used to?
yes,
have
there's a
that?
food truck there. There's a food truck
But I don't
there.
have anybody there yet.
Okay.
I mean, we
But
could-
even if there is a food vendor,
I just feel like it should be right by the Lions.
Where people are gonna-
Yeah. I
It should
think
be
it
right by the
be.
beer garden.
Chat Stream goes east, so it's good.
Well, the only thing I'm looking at is we're putting it
The
on
only
the person.
the only thing with putting it by the Lions, we do that is that service truck. He's gotta, we're trying to have our service on our direction of traffic flow down Minnesota Avenues to the south. So,
But I think that's one of the problems. That's why we're getting, that's why in the center of town is where we're having the problem with the lack of facilities.
Oh, we might not have the one way going
Well,
around.
no, and he's saying the pumper truck follows the one way, right? So if we try to put a station on Minnesota Avenue, he has to exit the one way and then he's crossing over and trying to
Yeah,
get through. and
well, I
doing
was
all the
thinking you go
things.
down this way and then go down,
He
okay.
can't back up.
You can't go down the alley?
Well, I'm saying if he comes this way, yeah, he could go in
down.
here and then back up into here and do these stations and pull back around in.
Yeah,
I mean, that was the main.
I mean, if the garbage truck and
Or
our
make
the
it
plow
easier,
can do
like,
it. At my
faster
house at the
over.
dead end.
They come
Like,
3 times
come
a
in the
day
middle of the day.
and
But
we
they
get,
didn't last year,
No.
right? I mean, they didn't.
that's part of the code and we get charged per
And we'll have a phone
unit,
number.
per pump, per blah, blah, blah. They'll do whatever we ask them to do. I'm just trying to figure out the timeline without us having another meeting until it's,
Yeah.
I mean, I need to take this, care of this before we meet again.
So 4387. So what if, could we approve up to $4,600 if
48 if we're gonna add.
if
one.
they're adding? But I don't know how to do that.
Well, cause we don't know what the quote's gonna come in.
$4,700.
My guess was 45, 46. It's just where my blind, whatever is.
Yeah, and if we approve in a cushion and then we don't use it, then we don't have to reconvene to approve for like another $100, $200.
How about if I make a motion, we put 4,700 in there?
And intentionally try to go for 45.
Right,
Okay.
but at least it covers you, so you don't have to worry about coming back.
Okay. Thank you.
Can I make a friendly amendment to that?
Yes. it's ready to discuss.
That 4,700 to include the 3 extra? Right? 3 extra? Did we say, or 2 extra?
I think 2 would be totally sufficient.
To
Yeah,
make sure that we're not paying that much for what we had last
Right,
year.
right,
You know what I
I'm
mean?
going to take 2 from the bank and from the VF. I'm gonna take 2 of those 4 regular units, move them up to B lot, the bottom of the hill.
Right.
And then work on how we can finagle or get 2 units on Second Street Northeast F lot on the corner of Minnesota Ave for Lions.
Yeah, so that would be a total of 20 units.
Correct, it would be
Let me take a
20,
picture.
possible 20 units. It'll be 18 or it'll be 20. We'll see what I can get.
18 or 20.
Do we have a second?
Just
Someone
for-
I will-
second? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Jim,
And then when I get the quote and do the things, who, do you want me to sign that or do you want me to bring it up here and you can sign it or Joanne can sign it?
I can sign or join as one of us. whoever's-
I will, as soon as I get it, I'll bring it up here.
Yeah, and then you just.
Why don't you send it to me and I'll blind copy or have Joanne blind copy the committee so we all know.
Okay.
what
I can do
to
that.
come up with.
And then
You might get that in the next couple of days too.
She is telling me she's gonna have it over to me tomorrow.
Yeah, that's great.
So someone is in charge now.
All right, any other comments?
Any more discussion?
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
thank you for working on that.
Yes,
on
and
the Hoover.
I'll take, do you
That's
want me to take a
great.
picture of that map or do you want me to send you a fresh one and then you just tell me where everything's gonna end up being?
I'll tell you. I got my only scribbles on here.
No, I don't.
Good, thank you.
I'll tell you in the
Okay,
nice,
I'll
I'll
send-
tell you the nice plan when it's done.
I'll send you, oh, you got a printed copy? It's
Yeah.
blank? All right.
Dumpsters.
yeah, so I can give you an update on that.
I
I'm
only
with
brought
Mel.
one, so-
I'm nervous.
Oh, no.
I've made 3 calls now to Jay. He has not answered one
I'll
call.
give this to him now.
I called this morning And he's on vacation until the end of this week. Well, he won't be back this week. The number he left to call is this answering system that is totally frustrating. You just keep going in circles. You have to have an account number. If you tell them this is business, they want your account number, they want an ID. I
Zero.
mean, you just
Can't
keep
just go
getting
zero to someone.
yeah, and you can't talk to anybody, but I did get another number off their website. That took me to that again. But that one gave me a number at the end where I could wait on hold. And I was on hold for just shy of a half hour before I had to jump on a meeting. I couldn't wait. I
I'll look
couldn't
at
wait.
the waste management
What's that?
invoice from last year,
Mhm.
see if there is an account number there to help with that.
Okay, cause I was ready to call their finance area, because
You just
if you have a
press any
billing
button.
issue, I thought, okay, but what I
But
did
it's got an
do.
issue.
You wanna make a payment, press one, yes,
Yeah,
they'll take,
exactly.
somebody will answer to take my money.
That's right. So what I did, Ryland, is I did send the email based on your email. So I revamped it. I pasted the picture, the location picture,
Okay,
by the fire hall under that.
Yeah.
I reformat, I'll forward it to you as to what I sent this morning. And I put the verbiage about having them serviced. The smaller ones, yeah.
Yep.
So that's all in there. I put my contact information and yours. I said, if you have any questions, and I listed you and me in case I'm in a meeting, I don't wanna, us not to have the opportunity to talk.
All right, well,
Great.
things have changed. Okay,
You can't talk.
Once you figure
Oh,
out.
no, no,
Yeah.
okay. Next item is golf carts on the next page. I think there's a sheet in your packet. Yeah, there is. Okay, so
Oh, the cards?
I put together a list of proposed a discussion that Joanne and I had, and I also put the rate differences. I've got a quote from miners. And I told them we were meeting tonight and we would get back to confirm what we would like to have. And to see it's gone up $705. If we decide we went from 6 2-seaters, no, went from 9 to 6 2-seaters, and from 4 4-seaters to 7 4-seaters, which we talked a little bit back last year. In the same utility truck, it went up $5. The delivery, because there's 4 trips, 2 trips coming, so we can get it a week before. Or some of them a week before, and then some of them before the show. So, look at the 4-seaters. I had Melissa, Christine, Kristen, Jess for volunteer shuttle. And we talked about last year, the 2-seater rentals. In a lot of cases, there's more than 2 family members. About having 2 medical. And we learned today that the sheriff, their ranger is not available, so we have to provide a seat for them too.
But they don't need a 4-seater. The sheriff only needs a 2-seater.
Yeah.
They don't need a 4-seater.
Unless you have an emergency that you need to move it around.
They're putting
Yeah.
someone in cuffs.
I mean, if they have to transport somebody, one of them's gonna go back and get a car, they're gonna call the fire department to come help them or something. I mean, if they have to transport somebody medically, they're.
No, I didn't say, but I mean, it's just if you had to move somebody around, I just.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it'd be bad to let them have a 4-seater.
Except for it costs us over an extra $100, we could save $100 by giving them a 2-seater per day.
So Jess is doing volunteer shuttling, then I may not need a 4-seater then.
What happened there was she ended up doing it because you were
I
out
was
last year.
gone.
So you're probably right.
If
Between the volunteer people, we need 2 4-seaters. We
Yeah.
don't need 3.
So if you want, I mean, if. I'm fine with whatever, however. like
And we
it.
don't have to say that there's one for Jess. There could be one for me and one for Christine, and we can, if
And
you're
we can
here to
trade.
help me,
We could trade.
then we can get everybody around. And Jess doesn't need one at all.
Yeah.
So
Or
take
she
the one
hops on-
out for
sometimes she
Jess.
hopped on with me.
Yeah, Jess doesn't need one at all.
If we're down to 13 then.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I'm sorry, Mark.
Which I'm so thankful that. she was able to-
Okay, so then we have 5 4-seaters. Melissa, Christine, Kristen, medical.
There's still,
And Sheriff.
Are you gonna change the sheriff to 2 seats? Or are you gonna leave? him
Sheriff
at
is a
4?
2-seater, yeah. Your regular.
So we get 2 seats for the sheriff and eliminate one of the 4-seaters, that should cover that 705 overage right there from last year.
So it's gonna knock off. So we got 1, 2, 3, 5 4-seaters, so that marks. And 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I forgot we rented the.
Mm-hmm.
7 2-seater,
They showed up for me.
5 2-seater, 5 4-seater.
Nice truck.
Yep, so we need 11 total.
not per day.
Joanne, I have a quick question.
12.
Or 12, yeah.
For the rentals, you know, we
Plus the utility.
thought we would do the full day rate or the 4-hour rate. Do we say 4-hour or should it be 3-hour? And then when you schedule those, do you just schedule them for when they call and say, I would like to rent a golf cart? Do they get to pick the time or do you say you can do it from 8 to 11, or you can do it from 12 to 3, or you can do it from 3 to 6?
We've always said half day or full day. And then.
I
half
just,
day, I
in order to
started
cover some of
saying-
these costs and
I
stuff,
started
like,
saying, 4 hours.
yeah.
We discussed 3 hours, it's in the minutes that we
Yeah,
discussed
3.
3 hours last week.
That's what I'm
Or
thinking, because this says 4, and I'm pretty sure we said 3, because we were thinking of doing 8 to 10, 10 to 1, and like 2 to, or whatever. But I think we're gonna, when they call the reserve one, we're gonna have to make them pick their time, like there are 3 different times you can get a cart, so that we can max out and rent these 3 times a day. And not, now we can only rent 1 because this guy wants to come
And
in.
it's also
Oh,
keeping track of them because they
We can-
disappear and
Right.
it's like
We can
trying
do a
to
sleeve
find
that
them.
has the time in it. And put it
Yep,
on the.
their time.
The
and
time,
then-
because if you get a band to jump at the Air Insanity for whatever time, you can put a sleeve for whatever time they have it
Well, we put
rented.
a sleeve on there saying medical,
Yeah.
and then.
But we could
With
put the
their
time.
Put the
we
time
can
on
just
there
have
so
them-
we
we can-
know when they're supposed to return it for the next person to use.
Yeah.
Is there a way to identify the cart besides this, what we put on it? There's no other number, no other
There's a
identifying.
cart number, I think, on all the carts, so you'd be able to at least identify the cart number,
Yeah.
because they always have a number that's on there. We put our stuff on there, but there's a cart number, I think, it's
On the
on
back,
each
I
cart.
think.
I
Mhm.
think there is, yeah.
Yeah, so
We
that
should
way you can
also-
identify what number it is with that cart number.
And so I think we should also write down that, because we had someone joyriding in a cart, right, last year, or it just
Yeah.
Yeah,
didn't get
we were
returned.
missing keys.
Yeah, so we just need to have,
Right, the cart.
and then one died. I think that if we got,
Just took it.
one died.
Well, the cart,
yeah.
On that plaque or thing that's put on there, the paper that gives you the, whatever identifies whose card it is. Why don't we use a big bright piece of red cardboard paper, whatever,
Red, yellow and.
for medical, that's red, so that when it's coming down the thing, you see the red square on the front, you know it's a medical.
But it could be taken off. So what I-
Well, no, I'm talking about you tape that on like you tape all our names on.
No, I agree with that, but if someone wanted to take a
Well-
cart, it could be taken off. So
well,
at least if we had the other identifying number that can't be taken off, then at least we know.
Yeah,
that's
those
the one
numbers
we're-
are at each one of them,
Yeah.
so you'll be able to
Because there was
identify
a
it that way.
We had a confusing, but it was confusing last year. There was goofiness happening.
So if we divide the day into 3 sections that they can rent them, one time period would be from 8 to 11. The second time period would be 11 to 2, and the third time period would be from 2 to 6.
Perfect.
That's perfect.
is
It's
totally
3,
perfect.
3, and 3.
And we could put it on.
Is
we
it
could put it
6,
we could put-
4?
2 to 6 is 4 hours.
Oh, sorry.
2 to 5.
But
Sorry,
we're
2 to-
not, there's probably gonna need to be a 15-minute buffer
In
in
between,
between 20-minute buffer in between, because
yeah,
they're not gonna
Yeah.
get there on timing, so we could
So-
do 20 minutes in between there, and that would eat up that hour.
2 to 45.
or I was gonna leave it 8 to 11, then 11:15 to 2,
2:15 to.
and then
Whatever,
2:30
2:30
to.
No, we want them to return it on time. We
Yeah.
want them
Yeah,
to
we have
return
an extra
it.
15 minutes.
Something's wrong with
We want them to, all the rental times should be
On the hour.
on the hour,
Yeah.
return times a little before.
Or, yeah.
11:15 to 2:15,
No, that's what I just did. wrong.
11:15 to 2.
11:15 to 2.
Yeah,
then they're not getting the full 3 hours.
That's right.
The
Right, you
early bird gets the full 3 hours. I don't know.
Well, we have time to
we'll
do
figure it
that,
out, but
though.
I can, we could easily make a color sign for each time period and we slip it into the plastic sleeve and, you know.
And I already have people, and on that placard, we also put their name on it. So Jim P.
You already have people that made reservations for
Reserved
rental
already, yeah.
carts.
Well, I've told them though that we have a board meeting tonight, so I'm not sure if we're even gonna rent them out this year.
But this is
Yeah.
great though, because now you can say these are the time slots we have available.
And so.
And
the-
honestly, maybe we do just keep it the full 3 hours and then we're done at 5. Because 5, we need to round everything up and get them parked and.
Yeah,
ready.
so if it-
So
then-
would that be so terrible that last hour, we don't even offer it?
Yeah. And if
I think that's
something's
okay.
Yeah, I think so. And if
So just
we-
keep it on the hour and then end it at 5.
Yep,
Yeah.
8 to 11, 11 to 2, 2 to 5. And then if we're missing a cart, one of us will, we'll drive around and look for it and say, hey, your time, we need to have the cart back.
So I can just read.
So
and
do
we
we
can play with
want
the
to do that for both carts? Just 3-hour periods, both carts?
Yeah.
Then we
Yeah.
have 6 rentals that we're getting paid for all day, every day.
And the cost.
Except, yeah, for
What's the
Sunday,
cost?
Sundays.
So we know, so that would mean though that we no longer have a full day. You can't get one for a full day, which who really is here the whole day that
Well, they
is
could,
handicapped.
but they're gonna pay.
They'll just have to pay for it. I mean, if they
All
want it
three.
all day, they can pay for it all day.
So they're 3-hour increments, it's
Yeah.
30, is that good? $35 for 3 hours, I think is
That's what
fair.
they- yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
$11 an hour.
So we'll do both carts at that and eliminate the 70, the second cart at $70 a day, or you book it however many hours they want.
$35 for 3 hours.
3 hours.
Wow, $7 for 15 minutes. Are you kidding me?
Sorry, those little animals.
Those
at the
little
mall.
animals at the mall. You get 15 minutes at $7.
Well, think about that $9 corn dog. There's that.
Yes. They're getting a deal for that golf
So,
cart.
let's just start, so do we decide on the times, 8 to 10:45?
No,
8
8 to 11.
11 to 2, 2 to 5.
We won't worry about the 15 minutes.
And
No.
well, and then at 5, we'll just be done. There's no
Yeah.
more, there's no reason, because it's like.
Sure, I had the right.
Collect everything and.
Yeah. We'll just
We
cut it
should
out.
have, being that there are
And then-
two, we should be able to shuffle if one's a little late, one might be there on time, so we should be able to
And
do that.
Sunday, again, we're done
He
at
left.
what time? 2?
Mhm.
So that's perfect.
Yeah,
That'd be
And
good.
these are rented,
oh yeah, so take out that third one for Sunday, Joanne, don't rent one out from the 2 to 5, obviously, just 11 to 2.
And then, yeah, we'll just make 3 signs for 2 carts.
Perfect,
It'll be perfect.
and we'll make some.
And these are still medical
I can
rental,
do those if you want me to. Yeah.
that's the copyright or the qualification, if you will, for just not anybody can come out and rent it.
Right, for medical or handicap necessity, right?
Yes.
Yep, and they have, cause don't they usually
So
show
we end
you
up with
something?
5
Oh, good.
2-seaters, 7 4-seaters. Excuse me, 5 4-seaters, 7 2-seaters, and 1.
I know.
$4,785 compared to last year, $4,440, so it's a $345 increase.
So what is the total then that you just said?
4,735
$47.85.
or 85.
I'll update this and put it with the minutes.
But Kristen's keeping her cart.
Hmm?
Kristen is keeping her cart, just
Yeah.
Jess we took off.
Yes, that's right. That's why I said, okay.
Oh, I see. And you wanna keep the medical ones as 4-seaters?
Yeah, cause they usually have like family members that help them.
Okay.
Great.
Good for them.
Um,
That's awesome.
radios,
It's so
I've got that covered.
goes with,
You don't have a horror story to share?
No horror stories on that one, okay, they were good, they were great, new person, but everything is all done.
What did you have a good time doing? Radios?
Oh, yeah, I got everything same as we did last year, it worked
Okay.
out pretty good, so.
Did you have to collect them from the fire department every day?
I'm gonna probably pick them up earlier than Wednesday, but I'll have them ready to go.
I'll charge.
So no extra charge on it, what they took it, they said, pick them up, but we know that you're gonna be using them for those days.
Great, awesome.
right?
Electrician's done.
Or is it all?
I've got, Tyler, which the EGF Electronics, and I've also got Pete, and so Pete was finally got back in touch with me, so,
We'll take Winkles off.
yeah. I think two should cover what there is, I don't think
And Fallon take off too, right? Or his name is Tyler Fallon. I see that's part of one line.
Oh, it is.
Food discounts,
I did that, we're all set with, the fire department, and Sharon's working on what we're gonna be doing with VFW. When you have your meeting next week, right?
All right,
Tomorrow.
yeah, next Tuesday.
Okay. So,
And the men, the folks did not discuss theirs, they had a meeting Wednesday. But I think we're gonna end up 10 apiece,
okay,
give them 10 each.
Yeah.
What, 10 for the auxiliary, 10 for that.
you talked with Dan from the fire department.
yeah, I did.
Who, hey Jim, who over there is handling, like, who's their Gold Rush person over at the fire department this year?
Well, I mean, Kane's the one that put everything together on who to get the hot dogs and the food and all that stuff. So Kane was handling all that at the fire.
And I left,
So if I was gonna look at somebody, I would say it's probably.
that's who I
Kane.
was told to notify
Okay.
or contact.
I left a message for Dan last week because I was curious if they needed to work out anything again for, music, if they were having live music.
They've got all that stuff covered on what they were playing around with. Okay, and I'll be over there with the meeting next next Monday.
So what I need
Oh,
to, so what all I need to know from them is I helped them the payment, the money, how they paid the bands had to go through us last year. So I just need to know who's in charge of booking the bands and how they want to get paid and have somebody call me, or if you want to take it over, do it. But the gal that did it last year, her husband retired now and she's not the person anymore. So I didn't know who to call over
Yeah,
there.
it was paid through the city. Right?
Yes, they gave us the money and then we dispersed the check from Gold Rush. I mean, it was basically an in and out. But the money had to come from us and not the Relief Association was the issue.
Okay.
Okay, traffic signs, I talked to Peter on his calendar. But base late July, early August. Sandwich board. Our earlier conversations, I'll confirm. The number and the size,
I'm pretty sure it's 7, but
I think it is 2, but we'll double check. Poster boards. They're in the trailer, but
We'll see what's
see
usable.
what's good and see what needs to be replaced, so.
Yep.
Most of them, I think, several of them were the handicap ones, but we'll see with arrows, but we can.
Yeah.
Tape over those, whatever, okay. Striping. Yeah,
They have us on the calendar.
okay.
I didn't even think, Ryland, there wasn't a
Oh.
reference to pricing. What is our? Because
I'll email,
yeah, message me like what we paid in the past, because they did have a change of
Ownership?
what kind of.
It was $1,000 forever, and then I think it was 1,100 last year.
Okay. I wanted to double check because,
If the machines work,
well, and then I said, I'm like, yeah.
and we were, that one machine went down.
We still finished fairly quickly.
We did.
So I know though that gets really frustrating, but it's literally every year they just get clogged.
we have a lot of ditches and
Yeah.
that little sprayer thing gets. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
gets in the lawn and then it
It's all
clogs
hot,
the
it's hot,
sprayer and.
But they know what they're doing and
Oh, yeah, I'm happy. It's the same people, so they.
And then we'll have a, find those little things on the corners, that'd be great.
I'll
Yeah, we have-
follow up with the price of this year and then I will just, if there's anything surprising, I'll let you know.
Table rentals, Joanne sent a letter.
I haven't heard anything from them.
They seem to be come through, but just always late, but
Did you call?
Yeah.
Does someone need to call instead of just the letter
Facebook is about the best way to get a hold
or?
of them.
It says use Facebook Messenger next event to contact
Yeah.
them versus phone or text.
That's obscure.
Well, last year I was able to call them, you ended up, yeah,
Oh,
talking to them on the phone.
somebody made a note about that.
What's her name? Jessie is her name, isn't it? The gal? I think it's Jessie.
I'll call up and call them.
Phelps.
Okay.
Isn't it Phelps? Phelps. I think it's Jessie.
Microphones.
I'm gonna text Dan right now about the.
ATM,
Good to go with ATM, Dina?
she's texting, right?
Oh, about
Yeah.
that.
Texting Dan's son right now.
Dana's texting.
I think that Corey talked, or not Corey, but Kane talked about that also.
I mean, they always have it.
Yeah,
it's kind of-
they,
Our show.
We pretty much talked about all that stuff
Talked
already.
earlier, so I think that's. Going. Need to touch base with. Bill, just confirm that they're on our list to call. That's their manager, towing manager, this is 24/7, so. Vendor reception,
Oh, that's me. I will talk to Jessica probably next week. And I think that typically costs about $120. But we have, again, I will check with Joanne downstairs because we have lots of supplies. We have like all the stir sticks and napkins and we probably even have enough cups. I would imagine the only thing we need to do is buy fresh coffee, sugar and the donut order. And I think the donut order is usually between $85, something like that. So it shouldn't be a lot. It actually should be less this year. For once.
Pepsi banners. Yeah, those put up early, first week of August. Touching black marks. I've been doing it 20 minutes, they're,
you ever get them done, or
yeah, they're. Pretty
they
good.
look pretty good from what I saw.
Yeah, I did these out here today for,
Okay, well, let me know if you need whatever, just give me a call,
Yeah.
okay?
I'll need help lay out those corners.
I'll
on
be
the next
glad to
ones.
do that, so let me know. I'll be there.
Oh, the traffic direction signs out on the highway.
There's-
Yep, I'll do it or I'll send Fisher to do it.
We'll move the trailer Tuesday afternoon. That's what we've done in the past.
Is,
Use STS to help unload. Set the tent up Wednesday morning.
are the golf carts coming early again like we did last year?
Came to,
I remember it being like so many trucks. We had, when we got some early, yeah. Sorry, I forgot to ask that part.
plastic floor that goes down the hallway. I'm not sure, I find out with Kane. That typically done on
We might have some, there,
Wednesday, I'm sorry.
we might have some of that downstairs.
I think there's
It
some
could
in the
be.
gold rush room.
It's a huge roll.
Yeah.
It comes on like a huge roll.
Why,
I think there's a roll of that downstairs. I don't think we have to buy that. I think we have some. Yeah,
but it does require at least two, if not three or four to put it down, then just use a squeegee to mat it down onto the carpet and to cut it. And we do the width of the hallway from the steps to the end of the door. And then outside, out to the west door too.
Do you want Christine and I to add that to the sign up genius to get people to do that so that the city doesn't have to do it? Or you want the city, you want Public Works to do it, or what do you wanna do?
The committee.
Or is that something that we add to our, I mean,
To
the,
assign Corey since he's not here.
I mean, because if that's something you wanna add, we can slap it on the sign.
I second
You know, we need 3 guys for 30 minutes to come lay down the plastic, I mean, or 4 guys. I mean,
What day does that get done?
Well, that's what I'm
Wednesday,
thinking. We did that,
Wednesday before.
we must have done that on Tuesday or Wednesday, because Senate Serve help with that. And they could do that too.
Bring the lawn roller.
right,
well, let's put it on the third list then.
Because they're here Tuesday, Wednesday and
Yeah.
Monday.
Yep,
yeah, sentence to serve.
Yeah, I missed it, what?
That's a good idea.
We'll do the Senate
Sentence to
Serve.
serve.
Corey got up a skin of his teeth there and supervise.
Oh, no, we gotta put him to the.
And if we get the same guys, they know how to do it too, so
sweet,
I'll confirm with Kane on that too.
perfect. $0.
Kane supervises STS to do that.
We're
job.
not paying for those hours anyway. Cause we have to pay for him to supervise them to do all the garbage cans too.
If the Sons of Serve supervisor has done it before, which I think they have, then it's just a matter of Kane telling the supervisor to do it. Yeah, Kane doesn't come up and do it, but he'll make sure the supervisor knows to do that.
Right.
We gotta be mindful of that.
So we don't need.
I'll let you.
Same thing with putting the orange fence up around the air conditioning, the swings. Maybe we can,
So that to
have the Sons of Serve. help their-
Absolutely, absolutely. They're here for that reason, right?
Ryland, have you done Minnesota Avenue for the black marks too? Or just back here?
Sorry.
Have you done Minnesota Avenue for the black marks?
From here up to Second Street. Over just about, just have to do a lot. Photo boards, we're gonna drop that. Cleaning room supplies,
Already talked about that. I'll check with the supplies downstairs.
handicap tags, Joanne, you'll make those. Corey, confirm the trailer. With air.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need more paint. Handicap is open. August determination. We've got a map showing where we want table.
The only ones we were adding is gonna be where that new food vendor is gonna go. We were thinking we put 2 or 3 more tables over there.
Over on First Street.
Yep. Cause they had all those extra ones from the park last year.
So that's gonna require some public works use of the machine.
Oh, the
To
lifting
move them,
thing.
so-
Over.
That's choice there. Joanne, she's gonna update the food vendor listing. There, we'll have those maps, I guess. The one thing we haven't talked about is, donations of food, mostly, I don't think we need any paint, but we have water and if we wanna go, we've got some stuff from the grocery store in Pine Island too.
We had
Kevin
water
Joanne
last
donated
year.
some-
Those high beat.
they donated some pot too.
Oh, for the trough.
For the volunteer trial.
Tank behind the information, yeah.
We went and bought a bunch of it. I remember getting a lot of it at
Or Costco or
Costco.
Sam's.
I
yeah.
just, yeah,
It was
Carl
like
and I bought it
$3.
all.
Yeah, it was like $3 for what, 48 of them or something, or 24?
Well, because we ran out.
We didn't have any, I think we only had water last year. We didn't have anyone
have
donate
Gatorade.
anyone.
Yeah.
We didn't have Gatorade. Carl and I bought it.
We had some soda. Because Joanna Haven't done.
Yeah,
Several
and so did,
cases of
yeah, we
coffee,
filled up a hole. Yeah, but we didn't get anyone to donate any. I mean, like, we donated it, but it wasn't.
The extra money that you got for like
Absolutely.
the tent.
There's
It's
$1,000
kind of
to
like
be used,
info
it is
booth.
overhead.
Do you know what I mean? I think of it
Yep.
as like info booth, like sponsorship, so like that.
I
kind of
just
spon-
did it to cover extra stuff
think-
like that.
That would sponsor the soda and stuff.
Sodas, Gatorades, water.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep. Wants to go get it.
I'm happy to get it.
Thank you, Kristen.
I just don't know how much to get, like, so.
I would imagine we probably go through what, 3 of those cases of water minimum a
I was
day?
gonna say 3.
3 a
Per
day,
day.
I say would plan for 3 cases of water a day. And then I guess just check pricing on whatever they have for sports drinks
Yeah.
also.
I think Pine Island gave you 6 cases of water last year.
We still have.
That was for National Night Out.
Yep,
Right.
and we didn't bring any water downstairs.
There is, I wanna say like 2 big.
I think cubes of water
Yeah.
still,
Oh, good.
so there's 2.
From last year or
Not from, yeah, okay,
3, 4 years?
No,
ago?
we didn't have any last
25
year,
years
so
ago.
they would have been from last year for sure.
the glass bottles.
I'll ask Pine Island for water.
Yeah, the
Pretty
only
sure.
money we pre-spent out of that $1,000 I just raised was 400 for that tent. Or if you
Okay.
want to apply that or not, I don't care, it was for stuff like that.
So just purchase it and resubmit and
Just give your
submit a
receipt to
receipt.
Joanne.
Got it.
Get your receipt, you know.
But then
Okay.
make sure that you put Pine Island on that donation list, Ryland, that Melissa's keeping track of.
I'll add it.
Ryland.
Right.
Make sure you put Pine Island Market on the donation, the sponsor.
Oh, yes, okay.
You know what I
Add
mean?
it, yep, because then I can put the Island Market logo out with everybody else's logos.
Oh, yeah.
That's mostly why I'm keeping that list.
Carl may just sponsor the drinks too, and then, you know,
Keep us posted on
Yeah.
that.
If he does do that, I'll just email him, he can shoot me over his logo or whatever he wants it to say.
Tote bags, t-shirts, $8, 10 for t-shirts.
We're pretty much out.
no t-shirts.
What,
T-shirts, I think we were pretty much out.
Oh, yeah.
There's a box.
a
Tote bags we
tiny
got
box
lots.
of random like youth and
That's still a 5K one.
whatever, yeah.
Did you-
I know.
Cause I think seriously, we ran out. I mean, so that is something to consider, but I think we're probably too late, honestly. But maybe revisit back into 2024 about t-shirts again, cause they sold like.
And that
crazy
is
last
a
year.
money, like, we need to have more ideas about how to bring in more revenue, and we do make revenue off the t-shirts.
Well, do we wanna see if we can pull something together? I mean, we have almost 8 weeks, 7 weeks.
Who has all the logos?
I mean, if we wanna just see if, would just take the 5K off of it, just see what we could pull together for numbers.
Model it for us. Jen.
Yeah, it's like the old blue one that there used to be that I've
That
got.
blue
It
one's
just
nice,
says
isn't
The
it?
blue one's nice, you know, and it's just the front. You know, and that's all.
Are you gonna talk about Nicola on Trend?
On
that
Pine
in Pine
Island,
Island?
yeah,
They can do.
She does them
turn around
in like,
things really fast.
she does them in like 3 days.
cause if they can turn it and we just needed maybe what, we can get a quote per 150, 300.
Yeah, sometimes you get a price break with the higher number you go.
And if we don't date it and we just get the
Yeah.
logo on it,
So you know what? I am gonna go up there and talk to her probably Monday of next week anyway. Because Corey and I actually for like a giveaway at the car show are gonna shoot a couple of t-shirts like as prizes. So we're just using the top portion of the flyer that has the car and it says Orinoco Gold Rush Classic Car Show and Parade or whatever.
on the t-shirt,
Just- just
yeah, that's
two?
great too.
She said she'd do 2 for me.
You should get one.
So, well, I know, but I didn't put the gold, it says Orinoco Gold Rush across the back, but it's not the logo and there is no minor or anything like that. And they're just like a dark heather gray with white and teal printing. So I'm gonna go there on Monday anyway to see what she wants to do about those. You want me to see if she has time or wants
You
to?
have the logo, don't you?
Oh,
The
I don't
logo's
have,
easy to get.
I don't
She
have
could
the one-
pull it.
the only one I have is the one with the 5K on it.
Okay, I can send you.
She's got all the,
Maybe if you don't date that car show, I would like to have a t-shirt
yeah,
myself. if you don't date it and she just did like just something, that might be another
Yeah, there,
thing
We're
to
not
consider
included.
too.
That'd be fun
the
to.
part that she chopped off does not have the date on it.
Yeah, let's see what her cutoff would be.
And the
That'd be
front
fun to
just
have a
says,
car
and
show
the front
t-shirt.
is just a little small thing right here that says 2023 Classic Car Show.
Should we,
And then the back is the top.
are you
part of the
saying we should
flyer.
just do car show t-shirts this year?
No, I'm just saying, I didn't know she did that big of order.
Oh,
That big.
Oh, she'll do big, yeah.
150, okay.
Well, I don't know if we can get 150, but I bet she'd bang out 50, maybe 75. I don't know, I'll
we'll
ask
see
her.
what she'll
I'm
do. I
going
mean,
there
even a
Monday.
small run, I don't think that we would
Yeah.
sell more than 100. Do you think?
I'll see what.
No, it's so weird. Last year,
We had people that were asking, and would come around all the time.
you guys, we've
They
had
were
this
kind
t-shirt
of the
forever.
Yeah.
They were like $5 though.
And I thought at the information booth.
That's so strange. Those were
They're
not.
$32 now.
It was
Anywhere
a
you
t-shirt
go.
year. It
It's
was
not a
They had them
bad,
on sale.
it's not a bad something to throw a little bit of money at because that is a revenue thing for
You
us.
got them all the time.
All right.
Let's see.
Sounds good. Pepsi banners, they've been updated with the new dates.
Don't spend any more money.
Volunteers, we talked about that and hopefully we can be part of National Night Out with a table, or we can set up one of the white tents. The 10x10 tent, we can pull out, pop it up. Just to help draw attention to something that's over
Melissa's
there.
got some awesome stuff for decorations for the,
What's that?
for the National Night Out.
Yeah, it's
Brush
all in
table?
one box still too.
Yep.
Christine Coates, talked about that. Melissa, for on your volunteer sign up sheet, I'm guessing.
What is your question?
Contact vendor if you require assistance.
I have not reached out to any of them. Two of them have reached out to me. Because they had my info from last year. Joanne forwarded maybe two, to me that I have. But I have my whole list from last year, so I literally would just have to sit down, call them out and say, do you need help this year or not? And what time and how many people do you want? So that's fine, I'll do that.
Yeah, and I still have spots for like the setup and the tear down in case other people want to volunteer, put their name in there. And then that'll be on. our
And it's
site.
always good to have like adults too, because some of those
Yeah.
guys with the big furniture. You know, I mean, those football players are not small people, but the more
Yeah.
people, the better.
It'll
Especially
be-
on Sunday when they all have to pack up everything to go
Yeah.
back.
I'll take care of the.
And
making sure the
then
chamber-
Rylan, you'll be putting out the dates for us to, you'll be putting out the dates for us to get together to in the corners.
On
and all
my
that.
to-do list here,
Okay,
a good one, like July. Starts last weekend in July, but
oh, okay, I couldn't remember,
I need to send a letter out that show you ready,
thank you.
just give right the dates and times,
Yeah, I just wanted to get
chamber.
it on the calendar.
Would anybody be interested in contacting the post bulletins, the stations?
Yeah,
I can do it too,
I can contact them.
but, okay,
You said, the people are coming to do the ribbon cutting, is it the Rotary?
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's
Chamber.
chamber.
Chamber, sorry.
Why?
Shane.
But are they not coming because they did last year with our 50?
Yeah, why would?
So are they, yeah, why
We
would they
came there
come?
for the year
The
before that.
Before too,
Yeah, they did.
Just for fun?
yeah, they're just all part of their ambassadors,
Yeah, they come and they open the show and.
yeah,
Oh, fun.
we'll take a video. Q&A. I think Lori did.
Plus
we
we
did
get a
last
little
year.
exposure from that.
And we get the exposure, they put it on their website. No, you did, Kristen.
cut it.
I didn't cut it. I was
No,
on
you-
KTTC.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
You
spoke.
get to speak this year.
No, no.
Oh,
Melissa's doing it this year.
absolutely not. It was going to be Dana.
Sorry.
I've done my, I'm taking.
interpersonal.
Jim
communication.
is doing it.
I
do
It was really good.
Communication.
Phillips, Richards Phillips.
I mean, I was driving around with a guy with the camera on the ground in the cart and that's it, and he was taking.
Yeah.
Pictures as
No, my
he,
husband's
it was
really
fun,
watched
first
the
round.
news.
Restroom
5
hours,
seconds.
same thing.
Restroom hours will remain the same. We will do Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. I also had in my notes and I will be sure to reiterate to Lori. We really need to have the girls focus a little harder on those floors.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that just didn't get done properly, and then I busted you doing it at like 7 o'clock at night, 2 days in a row. So I will make sure that the floors are.
Okay,
Get
sounds
more
good,
attention.
and the tent is here, in a big box, what's in a box? I haven't opened it yet.
10.
The one tent that has been put together with duct tape. Take that to Watson's Recycling, they are frame and let it dispose of it, so.
Oh, no.
Well, that's all red green.
Recycling
I mean,
doesn't
red
take
green
real
guys.
waste, do they?
Couple
Do anything with duct tape.
agenda,
Oh, we're not done.
tent replacement, got that. Sandwich boards, we'll talk about that later on.
Yeah, I think we're.
Puppies,
For any reason.
Joanne had a request from a vendor to sell puppies.
We heard about the
I shared her,
puppies.
my opinion with her.
Yeah, so this guy he's from Iowa, called and he has corgi puppies that he wants to bring to our show and sell them. So when I told him, that I would ask the board, we have a meeting tonight, and I'd get back to him.
Do we need a license to sell
Yeah,
animals?
animal license.
I will.
Yeah,
Are we gonna allow it, as a board, as a committee, are we gonna allow that? And my thought was, if not, then we should put that in the terms of agreement. We should list that.
No selling of livestock or something.
No, so that's tricky because we do adopt Camp Companion and everybody's here too.
But they don't adopt at Gold Rush. They have the petting zoo, they call it. You can visit with them and apply to adopt, but you can't adopt at the show.
I don't know, just for reference, Traders Market and Elko, Jason Math brings his springers every year. That he sells, so other.
Does anybody
shows-
know anybody over
Other
there we can
shows
call?
do it.
Prior year, we did have puppies for sale down in the ballpark here. And they had a lot and they were selling them.
Really?
No, yeah, and nobody
Just went to hug them.
everybody just kind of was like, oh, they're selling them and,
He's already a vendor. It's not like he's just coming with puppies.
no, he's just coming with puppies.
Oh, always.
That's creepy. I don't know about that.
I think
That just.
The first sentence of the
Van?
agreement says
Yeah.
we have the option to reject any vendor.
I don't think,
how does that fit in
I
with like
don't know
what our show is about?
what if it's a puppy mill situation? I just think there's.
It's not
a
like
lot.
it's from, there's
Some
an antique
liability, I
bloodline
would
or
think,
anything.
in there too.
Would not be selling those.
No.
Isn't that from the?
The Queen's,
Queen?
yeah, the Queen's bloodline, so it's not an antique,
So,
vintage.
I'm sorry, I thought
I-
it was a vendor that brought
Just
their
happened
puppies.
to bring.
No,
But-
it's a new person.
We said we're gonna have.
I don't-
I mean, what does it say in our in our paperwork? I feel like this
just says we
isn't
can
like a
Says-
repurposed, salvaged, antique,
I don't,
it's like none of that.
I don't think.
But
puppies are
either
antiques.
our corn dogs or something
Items
to
or
collect.
items
either.
that not live actions, items that may result in removal from the show include but are not limited to the following. Under the influence, the use of language,
but we can,
display, selling
that one's right here.
items that are prohibited, including but not limited to firearms, explosives, fireworks of any kind, Confederate flags, political material, profane material, racist material, drugs, alcohol, tobacco, copyright and trademark violations.
We will be getting.
But it
I
says,
bet we will
it
be
says
getting-
included but not limited to, included but not limited to.
Well,
After August first.
I bet, we would.
no. Not the way that the rules are with.
I know, but I bet we would get that inquiry had we not put that in there.
Right,
You know,
the
'cause we should-
inquiry would come
yeah.
up, the question would come up.
Oh, I
sure.
wonder.
Well, anyway, I say no.
Yeah.
Do we need to
I don't
vote on
love it.
it?
I think there's liability there also. I
Yeah.
don't love it. And it sort of opens a box of worms too for others.
I mean, a chicken running around here and there is okay, but not somebody selling
I don't love it.
So I make a motion, we not have puppies.
or any
I second.
any live
For
animals.
sale.
For sale.
For
sale.
sale,
People
yeah,
can
like the
bring their
petting
dog.
zoo or Camp Companion or whatever, that's fine, petting zoo stuff.
Oh, man, could you imagine how that
Second.
would go? Camp companion.
Where was that at? Where did we have that?
All
Any other
logistics.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Right,
Them on dogs, but I just don't think that's the right thing.
That's a lot of.
anything else? I think we covered.
I have one quick question. Previous years for fundraising, I have included just, because of food tickets and whatnot, logos for VF, and, OFD and Lions. Do you want those included on the banner that I'm making for the ice truck or the ice trailer? I mean, they do donate the food tickets, they are donating food and they are part of you know, I mean, they are part of hosting the,
Or the organizations, yeah,
so include VF and
I would.
OFD and Lions.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah. So that listing like all of the food vendors?
nope, it's anybody who donated money to the show, just like donated or sponsored via some kind of donation, like with an item that wasn't
An
money.
item or?
So water or the food tickets or ice or water, you know, whatever. This, yeah. This year, because we didn't have a promotional merchandise. I just said we would advertise them on our ice truck throughout the weekend. I thought I would also put it on the side of the ice trailer. Or like advertising that's right
Oh,
by
that'd
the
be a good
information
idea.
booth everyone sees. And then, that other vendor that's co-hosting the car show, I'm just gonna put their logo on there like that.
Is that gonna be a banner with all the names or just individual?
It will say, Orinoco Gold Rush Days. I will probably put the date on it because the sponsors will
Right,
change
okay.
every time. And then the logos, you know, will be on the banner.
Okay.
For the ice trailer, I feel like they'll probably be about yay big each, and there's 10 of them. If I add those others, we're gonna have 15, 17. And then for the ice cart, I thought I would print them out individually and laminate them.
Hmm.
And then like duct tape them to the around the edges of the ice trailer, the metal sides
The
of
metal
the
parts,
dump trailer, and just go around.
We could do some sandwich boards too, you know, if we're looking, if we have double-sided
I can
sandwich
print out like a
boards, we
sheet.
could, you
Yep,
know,
we
if
can add
there's
it to
a,
that.
we could do it there too.
And then we can use
That
it
was
every
just
year.
Exposure was what I had to sell. I didn't
Yeah.
have anything else to like offer, so
Way to go.
I offered exposure is what I was selling.
So sometime,
And those are
Jim,
hard.
for Jim,
We're gonna have with the ice truck, so that's good.
I'd like to have some help with the tent. The new tent's in my garage. So we bring it over, take it apart, take your 6 weights. is the one that- Take all that out, take the damage 10x10 out of there too. Just- But I could leave the tent in my garage, just take it apart.
Oh.
last year, but
it's easy to find.
Anything you need, Riley, just give me a shout,
Yeah.
okay, because
Let me
you'll
know.
find me around, so.
Yeah, I can help too. Do you need a trailer to haul the tent?
Pick up.
Pick up.
Pick up.
Oh,
I gotta pick up.
Okay, I make a motion, the meeting adjourned.
Second.
I wrote second.
Second by the Jims.
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Send you the information. The check for you.
Good
Does
deal.
anyone anymore?
Thank you very much. Great meeting.
Travel and leisure, good.
Can you put them like,
I'm
you know,
sorry.
homework has that, one that has like. just a minute and some-
Sorry.
Little.
Yeah, I may
wonder
catch
what they
on
use, like,
Island and
Ashley's Hallmark might, because ornaments are, the new ornaments for this year.